You start.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Key of Threes. We got a great stream here today, joined by, of course, Devin, also known as Run the NBA, Maurice, the sports historian, JELSON, GabeSlidIn, Trill Buckets, NBA Addict TV, and I am Super Mario Hoops 24. So today we're going to start off the stream a little bit different. We're talking about a little bit of news that's happened. The first thing is that with all these Damian Lillard trade rumors, obviously the biggest piece that's been named on the Miami Heat side is Tyler Herro. Well, the Los Angeles Clippers, there is rumors that potentially they could be a third team to take on Tyler Herro because as we know by now, it doesn't seem like Portland wants to be that team that takes him on. So it's probably going to have to be a 3-team trade. So I'm kind of going to start this off a little bit different with how we go about this topic. I'm going to count down from 3, and I want you guys to give me a thumbs up if you think that this would be a good move by the Clippers acquiring Tyler Herro, and give me a thumbs down if you think it would be a bad move for the Clippers acquiring Tyler Herro. And after that, I'm going to organize you guys, and I'll put a 10-minute timer, and we're going to get into it. You guys are going to debate, and I think it should be good. So I'll count down. Again, good move for the Clippers, getting Tyler Herro, bad move. And thumbs up or thumbs down in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we got Gabe, thumbs up. I'm going to move Gabe up here. I'm going to put Steph in the middle here because he's in the middle ground. And I got my 10-minute timer. We're just going to go freelance. You guys go crazy. And then I'll give my 2 cents at the end. But you guys can start talking about it. Why do you feel that way? You can go ahead.
All right, I start off?
Anyone can go.
You got it.
Me?
Oh, no, Jay. All right. Jay or Gabe, one of you two.
I'll restart the timer. Jay. Go ahead.
Well, so for the Clippers, I mean, having a guard that can, take some of the scoring load off Kawhi and Paul George, and probably be a lot more available than at that position than a lot of players on their roster. I think there's no downside to adding Tyler Herro to your squad. You're probably going to trade him for a lot of other pieces that you don't even have playing, to be honest.
Let me tell you this right now. I disagree, and I guess this could be a positive or negative. And that you talk about the scoring and how he could take lift some of the scoring duties off the shoulders of these players that might be injured. Keyword might be injured. We've seen that they have been injured the past couple of years pretty consistently. But are we going to buy in on a guy that you have to trade assets? And it's not just you're trading absolute nobodies. You're going to have to give up something for him. And on top of that, you have to take on his salary of 4 years, $120 million, which is pretty bad, in my opinion, for him, especially the fact that your thought process is he's only really useful if our players are injured.
I'm not going to lie, bro. Go ahead. I also wanted to note, if the Clippers are bringing him on and paying him 27, 28, damn near $30 million a year, and he's not cracking the starting lineup and he's exactly where he was in Miami, I don't think it's at all worth it because you can get quality 6-man. You can get quality for $30 million. I don't think you want a $30 million 6-man on your roster, especially. And I don't want to.
Good night striker.
Was that in a night striker? I don't want to make this about his injury history, but he does have injury history. So you add another player with injury history that you got to pay a shit ton of money on this Clippers roster. It don't work.
And to add to all that, and the reason I'm middle ground with it is because it's not moving them either way. Like, I think they're just going to be the same Clippers team that they already are. Like, really and truly. Like, when I think of Tyler Herro, I think of a guy like CJ McCollum. He could get you a bucket, create his own shot, shoot off the catch. Average to sometimes good defender, but normally average to negative defender. Like, he's not going to do much for this team. And then on top of that, you got to think about, you got Terrence Mann, who's developing beautifully. He's developing beautifully. So that's just going to, bringing Tyler Herro in, that's just going to either make it to where you're going to have a very young backcourt to where they're literally both going to be fighting to be that starting guy,
or you're going to have a situation where you got to come off of Terrence Mann, who has been a very, very good player, very good developing player. And I don't think you want to do that, which is why I don't like that. Tyler Herro just.
Can I just say? Oh no! You could go. You go, Devin.
I was just gonna say, like you mentioned Terrence Mann. The other reason it doesn't make sense for me is you can argue who's better, but they already have Norman Powell, and I don't really see what Tyler Herro is doing for this team that Norman Powell isn't. He's spacing the floor. He's going to hit some threes. He can get his own bucket at times if you need some pressure off Kawhi, off PG. If someone needs to step when they're injured, Norm can do that. He was one of the best bench scorers in the league last year for a reason, and he's been that for a while now. I don't see what adding Tyler Herro does to this roster other than you're just trading away Norm to get Herro, which seems very lateral, or you're just bringing in another dude who's going to do the same thing. I just don't see where it moves the needle.
I think that once Norman Powell broke his foot, everybody kind of just, not everybody, but a lot of people kind of pushed him to the side and kind of forgot he existed. But what Devin was saying is exactly what the truth is Tyler Herro is adding nothing that Norman Powell is already like adding to this team. It doesn't make any sense.
I feel like you guys can say that and things, but I feel like we have to keep in mind that Kawhi tore his meniscus last year. PG has injury history. What if bringing Tyler Herro in is a move for the right now and the future? Terrence Mann is 26. I'm pretty sure Norman Powell's pretty much up there as well. And Tyler Herro, I think Tyler Herro's ceiling is way higher.
He does add clout. He does add clout, Kiara. You're right.
What'd you say?
I was talking about the comment. My fault, brother. My bad.
Oh, no. He does have clout as well. But you guys also bring up the fact of his contract. Bro, it's not that bad for a 23-year-old that's a dynamic scorer. And keep in mind,
he's going to be coming off the bench, though. He's going to be coming off the bench. You can't forget that.
And even if he
$30 million a year, 6 man, that's expensive.
And even if he does play, because the only time he really is going to get those top tier minutes is because everybody's injured, which is something you don't want to happen in the first place. And even if he is playing, are you really going to say Tyler Herro is going to be the guy that's going to hold you afloat? I don't think that's going to happen.
Land real quick, Jay. Land real quick.
I don't think Tyler Herro has gotten an opportunity to really show that he can be more than a 6 man yet in his career. And I just want to bring up the cap point that the cap is going to go up 10% every year going forward. So that money that we're paying Tyler Herro, it's not going to look that bad in 2-3 years.
And that's valid. That is perfectly valid. But again, like you guys said, like they have Terrence Mann, they have Norman Powell. Like you're really just bringing in a guy. You're making your team redundant. What does one of the top teams in the East have a problem with right now? Redundancy. The Celtics, they have a problem with redundancy. Now, the Clippers, the only thing that I could see this helping them, kind of going to Jay's point a little bit, and it's funny to say this because the Clippers seem like they have some secondary stars that can help them get to the playoffs so that when Paul George and Kawhi are, back, they're good to go. That's how I view the Russell Westbrook move. That could be the same with this Tyler Herro move. You could have Tyler Herro, Russell Westbrook, Terrence Mann, and all those role pieces because they do have some very good role players out in LA. They can make the playoffs for you. And you could have Kawhi and PG come back off of injury or come back off of whatever the case is, load management, whatever the case, and have them fresh for that playoff run. And a playoff run where a rotation is featuring Russell Westbrook, PG, Kawhi, Tyler Herro, Zubac. I like Zubac, great rebounder, great big. That's a pretty good playoff team, especially in the West. And that's a team that might just be able to match Denver's depth.
So, Steph, you say that. Are we really gonna do the same song and dance with the Clippers?
Listen,
hey, you a Lakers fan, bro. Yeah. So I know you sick and tired of this damn Clippers team, bro. I don't like bringing in Tyler Herro for the regular season. All right, when Kawhi gets back and Paul George gets back, actually Paul George will probably be there for a good majority of the regular season. So we get to the playoffs and it's like, all right, introduce our franchise guy again, who we still have to make decisions on regarding his contract and Paul George's contract. Can't forget that. So then all this chemistry that we built up towards the regular season, Kawhi's not going to have played with Tyler Herro. Mm-hmm. I get that they have connecting pieces that can help them share the floor together in a Russell Westbrook, in a Norman Powell, and in a Terrence Mann. But I don't like adding in so late, or if they even make the playoffs, because it's not guaranteed in this Western Conference. So I don't like adding in a player of Kawhi's caliber so late with a roster that's the same but different enough to where it has to take some adjustments and some getting used to. I don't want my first games with Kawhi and Tyler Herro to be Kawhi potentially on a minutes restriction, and it's the playoffs, by the way. Like that doesn't, I really do not like this move for I don't like the Clippers being the ones to take on Tyler Herro. It just, I don't like it.
It just seems pointless, bro. Like that's the best way to put it. Like I get you're trying to get the Dame deal to Miami and all that, but at the end of the day, like, are you gonna pretty much be throwing away Tyler Herro's career? Like, though he's a great player and we know that and everything, but like I think in Miami he has a better opportunity to make a name for himself, so to speak, carve out his own niche. Whereas with the Clippers, he's really just gonna get pushed further back because really in Miami, if we look at it, yeah, they have Jimmy Butler, yeah, they have Bam, but if they don't got it going, it's normally a team collective effort. Whereas the Clippers, if PG and Kawhi don't got it going, it either has to be somebody's night, luckily, or it's just nobody's night altogether collectively. And Tyler Herro is not that guy to be your number one scoring option. It's just, that's not it.
Yeah, I think the one thing with Tyler Herro that could be looked at as a positive, though, is the fact that the Clippers, we all kind of say they're cooked and that they're done. And so if they're at a point where like they really do want to move on to the next era, I feel like he's a piece that could be around long term, and then he'll be there for the future, maybe to build his value. And even if they don't decide to go that route and they do keep this core together, I still do think that he is a like more talented player than what they have in those. Even if it's not the biggest gap, he is still more talented. And for a team that really just needs to buy in to finally get the job done, I think he'll do well there, especially given the fact that he's been playing with poor floor spacing and undermanned teams. A lot of the time, we know the Heat were not good on offense last year. But now going forward, he's playing with a lot of very talented players. So I think it could really up his efficiency and just change the game for him.
Hell yeah.
And that's 10 minutes. That was pretty good. Right in time.
Pretty damn good.
I guess just my 2 cents on it. I'm kind of more so with, I don't know how.
W coffee mug. Oh my God.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna wait to bring it up, but you see it.
W coffee mug. The office. We're office enjoyers on the pod.
Absolutely, for sure.
No, we are not.
Yeah.
What?
That, hey,
Jay always
gotta
gotta say something.
How you a milkman and you don't even like the office? How does that work?
Dang, that's
you a friends kind of guy, huh?
Hell no. Yeah. Notice how he didn't deny it, though. Notice how he didn't deny it, though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm also kind of a team. I don't know how good it is for the Clippers. Just most of the last few years, I know they got their point guard now in Westbrook, but like mostly the point guard position and the center position have been the biggest concerns. And adding another wing to the mix, especially a guy who's going to take a lot of shots, when they kind of already have that settled. And like you even said, Devin, like with Norman Powell there, like he would probably have to, like, I feel like he'd probably have to be in a trade or something like that. Otherwise, it's like you're just loading up on like the same redundant players, like Steph said. So overall, I don't see it as a good idea. Now they could get in as a third team, but like I don't know if they should be the team to take Tyler Herro. And that's, I guess, the simple part of it. But you guys should let us know in the comments below whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it afterwards. Let us know what you thought about that kind of format, because we haven't really done anything like that. So if you guys like that, we might continue to do it. If not, well, then we'll continue to go maybe to the OG format, which is what we're going to go back to just for this segment right here. And that is talking about Joel Embiid. So there's been rumors, obviously, about you want to go first, Mo? Okay, so we've talked a little bit about James Harden, how he's made it clear that he wants out, essentially, that he's kind of like at ends with the Philadelphia 76ers. But if it leads to Joel Embiid getting traded, do you think, first of all, he will get traded at that point? And if so, where will he get traded, Mo?
So I kind of have like a super crazy conspiracy theory. It's in the works, but with the way things have been looking with the Damian Lillard trade, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get traded this offseason. Now, I think that Portland is absolutely going to look for the best trade option for Dame, obviously, because if they weren't, he would have been in Miami a long time ago. So with that, they're going to delay as long as possible. Now, with delaying, if Joel Embiid asks out maybe sometime during the middle of the season and he shows his frustration with the organization, there is a possibility, a very slim one. I got my conspiracy hat on over this do-rag. It's just invisible. You can't see it. But there's a very slim possibility that Joel Embiid ends up being a trailblazer. How would it work? Shit, I don't know. But you pairing two top 10, top 12 at the worst players together, I'm sure that they could figure something out. That's like super, super, super out there because Harden would have to get traded. Joel Embiid would have the Sixers would have to be bad enough for Joel Embiid to want out. He doesn't have a co-star next to him, so I don't think that'd be the most unrealistic. But then the most unrealistic thing is Dame would have to suit up for the Blazers, play a good portion of the season, and then the trade request for Joel Embiid would have to come in. But with all that being said, it's not out the realm of possibility. We've seen crazier things happen in the NBA. So Joel Embiid, you're a Blazer, buddy.
So, well, first of all, Night Tracker, I'm gonna need you to explain what Dallas's trade package is minus Luka, because that's not. They're keeping Luka. So past that, I don't know what you mean by best trade package, but I just wanted to, respond to that at first. I didn't know you went in a direction I didn't even think of, and though you called it a conspiracy theory hat, I can see this happening, and I can
what I'm saying? Hey, just walk with me.
I can see this happening, and I can see it ramping up. I just did the ESPN trade machine, and they get traded evenly, just them two. So it's very, 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 very possible. Now, with that being said, that just puts Dame in a situation where he doesn't have a co-star or nothing. So the thing about it is Philly willing to do that because all you're doing is trading a max player, and you're pretty much in the same position. You're not changing much. Now, if you do feel like a guard is going to be better for you, a point guard, a great shooting point guard, if you think that's the move for you and that's the move for how your team is constructed, by all means, I get it. Now, say that Joel trade happens to Portland. Portland is instantly a very, very good team. I don't want to say they're a threat. I don't want to say they're a contender. I don't want to say any of those things because there's still young players on that team that do have to develop and, get to a couple places. But I think if that Joel trade were to happen 2-3 years' time, they would be a playoff contender. That would be a playoff contending team with Scoot, Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Joel. Crazy. That's a crazy, like when you think about that and their development in these next couple years, that would be something special to watch. But my answer to the question, just not piggybacking off of Mo or nothing, Joel is not getting traded, bro. He's not getting traded. And if they do, all that means to me is that he's getting traded for a bunch of picks, a haul, kind of like OKC, because they're going to a full rebuild. There's no way they trade Joel Embiid and they're looking to win now still. There's just no way. And if they trade him, it might be sad to say, but the process didn't pan out. It didn't work out. But with that being said, like these Philly teams and Joel Embiid, they're great when it comes to regular season. A bunch of regular season success. But we haven't seen it in the postseason. That's the issue. And if they don't figure that out in the next 2-3 years or so, I won't say Joel's going to force his way out because I don't think that's the type of time he's on. I don't think he's that kind of guy. But I do think we're going to start hearing some Joel trade rumors. But I like that Trailblazers little conspiracy theory. I will call it conspiracy for now, but I'm not mad at it.
Trill, hold on. Trill, can I ask you a question real quick, bro? You said Joel's not gonna get traded. Do you mean not this offseason, or do you mean like not like next 3, 4, 5 season? Like, what do you mean by that?
If they're not winning, which I don't see them winning, he'll be traded, of course, eventually. But what I mean is within the near future, 2, 3, 4, I'll say 2, 3 years, he's not being traded, and that's just because of where the state of their lineup, their rotation, their roster is not in a place to. This isn't a team that wants to rebuild. They're not, because this rebuild with Joel Embiid, this has been almost a decade-long process. They don't want to go back to rebuilding. So that's why I say in the near future, Joel's not being traded.
See, Night Tracker also, sorry to cut you off, Jay, but Night Tracker said that Dallas can package Lively, Omax, Josh Green, Hardy, Kleber, 2 future second-round picks and a 2027 first.
I think that's a bad. I don't think that's a good package at all.
That's a terrible trade because you're trading Lively, which is a big that you've been needing. You're trading Josh Green, who's been an amazing perimeter defender. Jaden Hardy, a very raw scorer that will and can match with Luka Doncic going forward. Maxi Kleber, the one guy that they kept out of Powell and the other sorry dude because he's the one that could shoot. Like, literally everybody you named is what makes this Dallas team good right now.
Like, on top of that, I don't even think Philadelphia accepts this trade either. Like,
no.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Unless Harden's maybe already traded, but like at this point, no. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they just gave up their depth to even get like Kyrie in the door, and they kind of paid for that in the immediate future. And
they're not
roster around that. So it's like, why would you do the exact same thing again? It's like you're wasting a season. If then like we'll do it next time. I don't think that's where they're at right now.
That's what people wanted the Lakers to do with Kyrie. I won't make this Lakers. My bad.
Lakers fans, bro, always want to talk about the Lakers, bro. But
hey, all right, so but to his point, Lakers fans did want to do that, and I don't think that would have been a good move at all. I would have actually hated that move because it's the same, if not barely tweaked what you did with Russell Westbrook, and you want to do it again after seeing how that panned out. I don't get it.
I'm not talking about him. Y'all can't.
When it comes to Joel Embiid, to be honest, I think his future depends on what James Harden does or what Daryl Morey does if he does move on from James Harden. If he can bring back some type of reliable ball handler that can also play make and can also stretch the floor as well, I think if that's possible, I can see Joel Embiid continuing to be on this team for the next few years, because after this year, Tobias Harris's contract is off the books. You have an extra $30 million or so. I think he gets paid $40 million this year, to be honest. So you have some more money to get to work with, and obviously, like the rumor is, like they're trying to conserve as much cap for next offseason, but the thing is, there's not a lot of available talent next all season. So I think Joel Embiid, if he does get traded, which I would put some money on, I would bet money that Joel Embiid gets traded in the next 3 years. And I will say, if he does get traded, he's coming to New York. And I would like him on my Knicks, but I'm not going to make this a Knicks thing. I think a better fit actually would be on the Nets. And I think they have more pieces that they could give up for Joel Embiid. I would throw in Nick Claxton. You could throw in Cam Thomas. You could throw in...
You bring your Ben Simmons back to Philly.
Wait, hold on. Wait, pause. Wait a minute. Ben Simmons still on the team, so you got to move him before anything. But I didn't think about that. I forgot about that. I forgot he played basketball still. Damn. All right, you know what? Let's run that back. He come to New York. He come to the Knicks, man. He come to the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie. We giving up Hartenstein. We giving up quickly. Quentin Grimes.
That was the nastiest 180 I've ever seen in my fucking life. What the hell?
There's no way this is.
No, he goes, we're going to give up Hartenstein, like Joel Embiid.
Oh, that was gross.
The man said,
trade for Joel Embiid.
Hartenstein is the top tier player in the Joel Embiid trade package.
Hey, listen.
That's
we are committed to making sure he lands in New York. We will even entertain some RJ Barrett talks. We will
entertain.
You're not on the team.
You saying entertain like it's not Joel Embiid.
Oh, whoa, this is RJ Barrett we're talking about. All right, so like,
it is RJ Barrett we're talking about.
What does that Canadian mean to me in basketball? Please tell me right now.
He is a hooper. That's what he means.
He is mid.
He wasn't even the best out of the 3 that came out of his school in the draft class.
That's not all right. Zion? It's fucking Zion.
Cam Reddish is better than him.
All right, now you're drunk. Yo,
Cam Reddish is a better basketball player than RJ Barrett.
We can wrap that up. I'm not.
Cam Reddish is a better basketball player than RJ Barrett.
Yeah,
that's the Lakers.
You see how the Lakers bias come out?
Lakers bias. Time out. I was saying this while they were on the same team, so it ain't Lakers bias at all.
All right, what about right now? At this point in time,
he's just not better. Cam Reddish just isn't better right
RJ Barrett
he's a better basketball player.
now. No, he's not.
He's not a better NBA player.
I want to hear from him.
I knew he was going to do that, bro.
I want to
know. I like that take.
No, I want to hear from Devin, bro.
He used that for everything, bro.
Yeah. Devin, what you got, bro?
Yeah, we're gonna bring it back to Joel Embiid, but we are gonna stay in New York because I was hoping you were gonna do the same thing, Jay. This man is a New York Knick. Is a New York Knick.
Oh yeah.
Gabe, that's what you wanted.
This guy thought he was getting away from Knick talk, but little did he know. And here is the thing, right? Because I know the Knicks have been involved in a lot of trade talks. These dudes got 4 first-round picks next year. They're doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but they are doing something. And so if any team's going to be involved in Joel Embiid sweepstakes, the Knicks are going to be such a team. So Isaiah Hartenstein being the first name you need in the package is a bit crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Big man, right?
But RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson match the salaries. That's probably a package that makes a little bit more sense. Then, like you say, they have 4 first-round picks next year. They have their own pick. They have Detroit's pick. They have Dallas's pick. And they have Washington's pick. So they have a lot of directions they can go. They have all their future picks as well. So they have a lot of directions they can go as far as getting Joel Embiid. If they want to throw in a quickly, if they want to throw in one of their younger guys to sweeten the pot, they can do pretty much whatever they want in that direction. They have a ton of assets, and I doubt they're going to go into next year's draft with all 4 picks. So I'd be surprised if Joel Embiid is a Philadelphia 76er beyond the 2025 trade deadline. I don't think he's traded this offseason. I think the earliest he's probably traded is before the deadline this year. But I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him in New York because they're probably one of the teams that's best positioned to get him right now. And I don't know if they're a favorite in the East if they get him, but a team that has him and Brunson and decent depth is probably a pretty darn good team in the East.
Jelson, before you go, can I just say the Knicks are in everybody's sweepstakes and they haven't won. It was in the Zion sweepstakes. They didn't win out. They was in the KD and Kyrie sweepstakes. They didn't win out. They're going to be in the Joel Embiid sweepstakes. And guess what? They're not going to win out because the Knicks never went out.
The Zion I think the Zion one's kind of lucky. Yeah. That's just
they still didn't win.
Hey,
you're right, but it wasn't their own. It wasn't Zion's choice.
But it does show the Knicks' tenure though of just terrible luck and
he
not
ended up going to the Pelicans. The Pelicans had like terrible odds, didn't they? They didn't have
but they did have a disgruntled superstar on the team.
Bro, the draft was rigged, bro. The draft was rigged. I'm telling you, I stand on that.
Okay. Before we get into more conspiracy theories, this man is a New York Knick. No, okay. All right, let me stop. He is going to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Joel Embiid, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That team is gross. Tell me I'm wrong here. They have picks for days. So many picks.
He's 30, bro.
I don't care.
Yeah.
SGA and Joel Embiid, I do not care the age difference. Current players, that team is contending in the West. I do not care.
Bro, Steph, why you just
I'm sorry, Justin. That was funny as fuck. You just gave up and said SGA.
No, I can't. I couldn't do it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I'm sorry, bro. Joel Embiid is not going to play with a bunch of kids.
He don't fit their timeline.
Here's my counter to that. I'm going to defend you here, Jacob, because me and Jay were actually talking about this to an extent last night. Not about Joel Embiid, but about OKC making a star trade. They can get someone who doesn't fit their timeline, and it doesn't really matter, because if Joel is there for like 3 or 4 years and then he leaves, they'll be this like, fuck it, we got another 10 picks. Let's just go get another dude. Like, it doesn't matter if dudes don't fit their timeline. They can just have guys for 3 or 4 years and then get the next one.
Hey, that's
sure.
facts, but I just don't. There's no way, bro.
Dude, tell me that team isn't gross, though, bro. I don't care about the age difference. Like, that's something you deal with later on. If you have the opportunity to get that top tier talent like Joel Embiid and you already have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
as long as you keep Lou Dort, bro.
That's some foul merchant basketball. Oh my god,
it's some foul merchant basketball, true, but it's also terrible basketball.
Bro,
that would be the worst viewer experience
of Harden and Embiid right now because, like, bro, Harden is not prime Harden. We know that, but like, bro, if he's playing with Shai going into his prime and Embiid like that, bro, it's gonna that game. Like, hey, I'll give him credit. They'll have to call probably the least amount of timeouts because they'll have enough rest in between with free throws.
It'll be the worst viewership experience of all time, bro.
Hey, 40 free throws a game between the two of them.
That team's winning basketball games, even if it's a terrible viewing experience, and I'm not going to tune into more than 3 games because
really well
each one's going to take 5 hours. They're going to win some basketball games for sure.
JELSON, okay, to counter your OKC point, could they do that? Yes. I don't think it's feasible because I think that OKC's they definitely stashing these picks in order to trade for a star, but I think they want to trade for a star that's closer in age to what they're building here. Joel Embiid, he's going to impede on the what am I trying to say? The progression.
Growth.
Damn it. The growth and progression of a lot of those OKC dudes. You look at Chet. Chet, you're gonna want to have him get a decent amount of touches offensively because you want to grow his offensive game. SGA, are you going to take the ball out of his hands in order to, give Embiid the shots he wants? You're probably going to have to if Embiid's on the team. So if they're doing that, they're trading for someone who's more team friendly, like a Karl Anthony Towns. And I've been pushing that agenda for a minute. They trading for someone who's going to be more team friendly, who's going to be closer in age. And I just don't think Joel Embiid in OKC is like that. That's like a cursed matchup. Like that's one of them photoshops you see, and it's like this doesn't feel right. I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? Like Joel Embiid in that OKC blue, I kind of hate it. Not gonna lie.
I see. My counter to that is, I would agree with you that they are going to use those picks on a younger, disgruntled superstar or star level player. But I don't see that really happening unless you trade for Zion. And even then, it's like, are you really going to trade for Zion with his health issues and all that stuff, which is a whole different conversation that we've had multiple times in streams. But like, if you are going to buy in and you want to win basketball games and your thought process is Chet might get a little not as much room to grow, your main goal is to win basketball games and to eventually win a championship. I'm taking the opportunity to have Joel Embiid on my franchise, and then Chet can grow as he does, over just having Chet potentially grow into a potential star level player.
I'm gonna let you go, Gabe, before I respond to that.
Hey, you might hate me even more. I'm about to cook up something dubious, bro.
He's going to the Knicks.
I need to put you full screen.
I got on ESPN Trade Machine, bro.
Nothing ever good comes from the trade.
Never.
We need to abolish the trade machine. It's so bad,
hey,
bro.
Yeah, you know what? Full screen me, bro.
Gotcha.
Full screen me. He's a
my
fuck out of here.
Oh my dude.
He is a Celtic. Listen, here's my trade. Jaylen Brown don't want to be there, y'all. Hate me, call me out. I'm telling you right now, Jaylen Brown don't want to be there. Now, once he gets his extension, or he might not get his extension, they still ain't agreed on it. So at this point, I don't know if it's coming. But you know who would give him a bag? Philadelphia. Because listen, Philadelphia, bro, they don't want to be sad again. They were like that. And I think if they move off Embiid, because let's be honest here, the trade, I know Steph said earlier, they don't want to go back to that. If Embiid says, I want to be out, you don't really got a choice. But if they want to salvage what they can, here's the trade that works. It's Jaylen Brown and it's Time Lord. And you might say, oh, Time Lord, he's great. Well, Al Horford just signed a new 2-year deal, so they do have a backup 5. And we know Kristaps Porzingis is more than comfortable playing the 4. And he can space the floor at the end of the day. And Embiid, let's not act like he's zero floor spacing. He can definitely step out a little bit and hit a shot. So it's not like it'd be bad there. You have twin towers. I think they work. And let's look at this from the Celtics perspective. This is a team that's never afraid to make a splash to buy in, as they did with Kyrie years ago, as they just did with Porzingis, as they continue to do time and time again. This is also not a team that's afraid to trade with division rivals or conference rivals, as you will, because once again, look at the Kyrie trade. Them and Cleveland were like just in the conference finals against each other, and they still got that deal done. And Philadelphia side, you might say, oh, but they don't want to trade with a division rival. Well, if Embiid asks out, what did Embiid say just weeks ago? He said, I want to go play and win a championship in Philly or anywhere else. Guess what? That means if Joel Embiid requests a trade, he's going to want to go to a contender. And we see all the time, like, if they say I want to go to a contender or I'm not re-signing, who's a contender year in and year out? It's the Celtics. Not to mention, they own like all of their picks, and they have a pick next offseason from, I think, maybe Golden State, which probably later first round, but that's still a second for like pick. So they have picks to give up with that as well. Plus, you're telling me Time Lord and Jaylen Brown is a bad package? Even if you want to go on from there and trade them in the future, dude, that is a crazy asset to have to flip for even more in the future. He's a Celtic.
Hell no. Wow. No, the fuck he's not.
Wait. Sorry.
Man.
Hey. He's not a Celtic. I'm not going to lie. You went.
That's gross.
And you was just talking some bullshit, bro. That's not happening.
You was chatting. You was chatting low key, but I'm not mad at the trade. I'm really not, especially when you put Time Lord in there, because I have this weird notion that I think KP is going to revitalize and find his niche with the Celtics. And because Robert Williams has had some injury struggles, and though, like, we know what he brings to that team, he's a great rim protector, all that. It's a possibility, and that it could happen. And that would just put this team over the next level, because I love Jaylen Brown, and I'm one of those that didn't, leave his bandwagon because of one playoff series. But regardless, Jason Tatum and Joel Embiid on one team, bro, that's crazy to me. Like, just thinking about the dynamic in terms of the offensive scoring at all three levels, bro. Like, that's tough to deal with. But what I was gonna respond to.
Sorry to interrupt you real quick though, but we got Night Striker saying you have to think like a player, not a fan. If you are Joel, would you want to team up with a generational talent of Luka or any
the generational talent of Jason Tatum?
Louis.
No. He said that when Trent was talking.
Or when
Trent's not here.
Or not Trent. Sorry. JELSON. I don't know why I said Trent.
Well, he's co-signing what JELSON had to say as well. But
hey, bro, I like your Minecraft avatar.
No, that was fire. But
that was kind of fire.
If I'm thinking like Joel, like you said, Knight, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think I'd rather go with the All-Star. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love Luka to death, and Luka is that generational talent. But like, do you realize they play sort of the same ball? They work outside and go in. Luka is not a guy that is. He's going to post you up here and there and stuff, but so is Joel. He's going to take you to the high post here and there. So is Joel. He's going to work face up. So is Luka. Like, they both, the only real difference in those two in their play is that Luka is a play initiator. He brings the ball up court, and obviously it runs through him, but he's a play initiator, whereas Joel, he has to get to a spot, get to the block. But once it comes down to how they get the ball in the bucket, they largely do some of the same things, really and truly. And Luka, three-point shooting-wise, hasn't been as good as we've seen it. Like, it'll be on a couple nights. It'll be off a couple nights. Him and Joel, they score pretty, what's the word for it? Mirrored to each other similarly. Like, so it's like, are they going to be fighting for touches?
I'm also going to stay.
Luka's a playmaker, though. I mean, I feel like the playmaking will really help Joel Embiid out instead of being next to Jason Tatum.
But how much is it going to help him out? How much is it going to help him out?
Him and James Harden was getting buckets in that pick and roll.
Yeah, but that Okay, and then when we get to the playoffs, that pick and roll is not the only pick and roll that we've seen in the playoffs that you cannot stop is the Murray
Jamal Murray
Jokic one.
and Nikola Jokic.
That's the only one, and none of the and as generational as both of these players are, they don't have the same complementary skill set to each other to be able to run that kind of pick and roll that's pretty much unstoppable. Yes, Luka is what he is as a facilitator. Yes, he is what he is as a playmaker. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, but majority of the time when I see Joel score, he's getting his bucket. It's not somebody else playmaking, facilitating, and then dishing it to him. 90% of the time, you giving him the ball and letting him work.
I also want to add this. When the trade package we were talking about earlier didn't even include Kyrie Irving. So now we have Kyrie Irving, Luka, and Joel Embiid. I don't think that works at all, personally.
Yeah.
Man, I was just thinking about just the
so much ISO.
Too. Talking about like Joel Embiid always gets his own bucket. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if that's really the best thing for him, though. He's very capable of doing it, but like you want to alleviate some of that pressure. And I talk about this all the time. Embiid, not only for a playoff run, but going through a grueling 82-game schedule, bro, having somebody that alleviates that pressure and can get the ball to him easier to make some of those buckets easier so he doesn't have to go do that by himself, I think that's very valuable.
Is Embiid and Tatum not the same thing as Embiid and Butler?
And they were going to win the East. They were shot away.
No, those are not the same thing. Those are not the same thing.
That Sixers team had Ben Simmons. He was initiating the plays. I wouldn't say
Simmons is dog, bro. Stop, bro. Come on.
Ben Simmons is not doing what Luka is doing, scoring the ball. Ben Simmons is not a 30-point per game scorer.
Maybe if he would have adapted and added the mid range.
That's true. That's very true. But I know you didn't say that, Jay. But what I'm saying is like you got to account for the fact that Luka he's giving you 30. No question, no ifs, no ands, no none of that. He's giving you 30. So off rip, he might average 10, 11 assists, but he's still taking majority of those shot attempts. And again, with Joel, most times you give him the ball face up, he goes to work, does what he does. In the regular season, mostly what he does is a rip through so he could get the rip through foul call and go to the line. But bro, Luka's not giving him the ball and running away and letting him work. That's just I can't see.
Luka don't even like playing off ball.
Wait. But Steph, that's basically what you said. You said that's what Luka's gonna do. And I just want to bring up Gabe's point. He's 100% right. Joel Embiid going out there and going and getting his own, creating his own shot does not work in the playoffs. A big part, a lot what people were speculating is that Joel Embiid needs to learn how to play out of double teams. And in that Celtics series, bro, anytime they threw doubles at him, he froze up. He really didn't know what to do. He wasn't good at playing out of double teams and having the ball in a playmaker's hand that can also score dynamically. Not a James Harden that was scared to score in that game 7. I think Luka having a guy like Luka Doncic will help way more than a Jason Tatum, to be honest.
Jay, I also want to know what's interesting about the double team point that you brought up. I'm pretty sure you can look this up and check. Joel Embiid was either first or second behind Giannis for being the most double team player in the regular season. So it's crazy. He averaged 30, was it like 31, 32, 33, something crazy like that. Scoring leader, MVP, all that. And then it comes to the playoffs, the double teams come harder. They're tighter on him and he can't do anything. This isn't new from Joel Embiid. We've had these criticisms and it's just like, I don't
Well, in the playoffs, it's also like at times it's those double teams turn into triple teams. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, if he's on the court with Porzingis and Jason Tatum,
and
they got Brogdon out there. Come on, bro, he's not.
If you think he's ever being double teamed again,
be able to pass, even if he isn't getting double teamed. So.
Even if he was on the Mavericks, if you think you're double teaming Joel Embiid with Luka Doncic on the court, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, you're gonna have 2 guys.
And Kyrie. And Kyrie.
And Kyrie. It's gonna be a long night. Bro.
I know. That's honestly probably the biggest rebuttal to like is Luka gonna get him his touches? Like, bro, Luka one way or the other is gonna have to learn to play with somebody else because Kyrie's in town. Now doing it with 2 at once though, that's some big work. And I think Boston's package is better. I think out of all the packages we've talked about, I think the Celtics have the perfect balance of Embiid can go there and win at the highest level, and also they have a good package for it. Because like Brooklyn has a great package, and Embiid wants to win a championship. And
let me ask this though.
That's the thing there.
If I'm Philly, why the hell am I trading you to a team that I'm technically rivals with?
Yeah,
That's what I said. That's what I said. I said that on my full screen, bro. I literally talked about that on my full screen.
No. I know. I'm just like reiterating. Like that's the only part of it to why like I could see if it is a Dallas or OKC, like that would be the only reason why. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I'm a GM, I'm petty, bro. I'm not trading to nobody in my division, and I'm not trading to any rivals.
And Daryl Morey's extra petty. I don't think he's gonna do that, to be honest.
Dude, I don't know, but the Kyrie trade told me all I needed, man.
Hey,
especially when it comes to Boston, bro, they'll find a way to go with the rival. I don't know.
That was Danny Ainge.
But see that I don't know. That one was a little different because I think Boston fans started to turn on Kyrie too. So it was to the point where they were like,
"No, I'm talking about when they traded for Kyrie."
Oh, for him. Okay, I thought you were saying when he got.
No.
And y'all traded IT. That was like nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect, like a few of you guys said, I don't expect him to get traded right now. I think we'd have to see what happens with Harden first. But what I will say though, and like if he were to get traded, and if we move down the line, you know, all the rumors right now with Dame are to Miami. But if something along the line does not work and Embiid does get traded, the Miami Heat could be an option for him. We know how much he loved playing with Jimmy Butler. And shout out to Romp 2.0 because he's always been in my ear saying that even though he's a big Sixers fan, he's saying if you get Embiid to Miami, he'll win a chip because he'll finally actually be coached the right way. So I think it could definitely help him. It will either be like a make or break thing, which the Miami Heat culture is for a lot of guys, but I think it'd be interesting, you know, that because especially like when we're talking about the Dame trade, like we're not thinking about Bam in the package. We're thinking about Tyler Herro as the main piece. But if you're going to get Embiid at that point, like it won't be immediate, but maybe in a year or two from now, like Bam would most likely have to be in that trade. And so it opens up a little bit more doors than they have right now. So that's just something to keep in mind. I don't expect them to get traded right now, like I said, but if you guys want though, we can progress here. We can move on to our next topic, which it's a little bit of a historic one, not like super historic because I believe all of us have watched these players at some point. It's a start bench cut with Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, and Joe Johnson. Now, for the people watching, you might think, oh, well, maybe they're way different on all-time lists. We're doing it clutch edition only. So we're ranking them essentially first, second, and third, start bench cut, based on how we feel about them in clutch time scenarios. And so we're kind of going to go through this. I think each of us, like, we'll kind of give each other like maybe 30 seconds, go through it, and then we'll kind of discuss our differences. I guess should I go first on this one or should I go last? What do you guys think?
Go ahead, start us off, Mr. Keel.
Okay, so my start, I have Paul Pierce. My bench, I got Joe Johnson, cut, Vince Carter. Vince Carter, as a player, definitely better than Joe Johnson. But when you think about Paul Pierce, I don't know if you guys know this, most total baskets and assists for game winners, it's Paul Pierce all time. He's got 12 of them. And he's got 7 game winners as well, multiple in the playoffs in 2010 and 2015. And then just the fact that, you know, his clutch ability has led to a championship as well. You think about Joe Johnson, he definitely has a lot, especially when he was with Brooklyn. In that time as well, like he hit one in the playoffs too with Utah as his old man, 35, 36-year-old or however old he was. And when you think about Vince Carter, he has the least amount. I think him and Joe Johnson both have 8 combined makes and assists for game winners. But I think Joe Johnson's are 8 straight buckets. Vince, 5 baskets and 3 assists. And they both do have a playoff game winner because Vince has the one in 2014 with the Mavericks. But overall, man, that's kind of tough. I feel like the start was pretty easy with Paul Pierce personally. I mean, he is the truth after all. But bench and cut, at least for clutch edition, I'm going bench Joe Johnson and cut Vince Carter. As a player, definitely taking Vince Carter over Joe Johnson. In the clutch, I'll take Joe Johnson over him. But that's my order of Pierce, Johnson, and Carter.
That was valid. I honestly expect pretty much everybody to have Paul Pierce as a starting. I don't know who probably won't unless you just don't quite remember. But because personally, there was a point where, and this might just be my Laker hate, and during the time where it was pretty much Kobe and Paul battling all the time. But there was a time where Paul Pierce was that guy, kind of like Tom Brady, where even though he was down with the final 2 minutes left, he hit like 3 or 4 big shots just back to back to
I
back
like that
to get
comparison
them
a lot. I like that.
yeah, exactly. And to just he would just get them to that point to where, okay, we're here now. Now it's time for that shot. And it got to a point where once you see that pump fake on the elbow, if the defender jumps, you already knew it was a wrap. You knew it was either a foul. And a lot of times in Paul Pierce's case in N1, dude was he's one of those guys that I couldn't stand. And like one of the biggest things that had him starting for me, I remember vividly the 0-2 Eastern Conference Finals. They were down huge in game 3, down 21-22 going into the fourth quarter. They scored 41 in the fourth quarter alone after being down that 21-22, and he hit the game winner to win that game for them. Now, benching, I got Vince Carter. He has the most 3-point buzzer beaters in history. As far as I've seen, there could be someone else that has edged him out as of recently. But while he was playing, he was up 5, and the closest person had 3. He has the most buzzer beaters from 30-plus feet away. Each and every time that he took a 3-point attempt to win or, tie a game, whatever the case is, his team was down. All 5 of his buzzer beaters, his team was down, which means those buzzer beaters he won the game with. Not just took it to OT, he won the game. He called game, like Paul Pierce always says. And from 03 to 08, Vince Carter hit 16 game-winning shots. The only player more than that, or to tie it or more, was LeBron Ramon James. A very, very, very clutch player. And we know from that 03 to 08 time, LeBron was a different kind of demon. And then I cut Joe Johnson. Garrett, like you said, Vince Carter is the better player. And though there are moments where Joe Johnson is the more clutch player, more clutch shooter, I think the part that gave Vince Carter the edge over him was that he's the better overall player. And I like to count on a guy for 40 plus minutes. Not saying Joe Johnson, I can't count on him, but you get my point. Vince Carter is just overall the better player, but I think that one's 1A, 1B kind of thing. You could interchange those two.
That's very fair. And like you mentioned, I think Paul Pierce is going to be popular as a starter. He's my starter as well. I mean, of course, he's had his moments with the Celtics, most notably, but like I'm sure you'll even remember, Gabe, and even some of you that aren't Raptors fans, this man in a Wizards jersey was torching us time and time again in that series, late in games, at the buzzer. That was a hateful series to watch as a Raptors fan, and Paul Pierce was a big part of that. And the fact that he was doing that even at the back end of his career into his late 30s is just so representative of how he was his entire career in the postseason, in the clutch. He was that type of dude. So he had to be starting for me. My bench is Joe Johnson. He's just a guy that time and time again, even regardless of the numbers, there's just so many moments where you would just sit down and watch Joe Johnson play. And it's like, yeah, he's just going to win these guys the game late in the fourth quarter or make a big shot down the stretch. And he was just doing it time and time and time again. Like we've said, Vince is the better player, but Joe Johnson knew how to get a bucket when the time was needed. And he just continued to do it time and time again, not at the depth of the postseason that Paul Pierce did it in because he just didn't have the team success around him. He didn't have as good a squads around him, but certainly had those moments. And Vince Carter is my cut. Had those moments as well, but not to the same extent in my eyes, especially in a Toronto Raptors uniform. Didn't get the chance to do it as much as he would have otherwise, so that might impact his view in my eyes a little bit, but still a very good clutch player, no doubt. But I am putting Joe Johnson on my bench over Vince Carter.
I'm going to keep it nice, real short, sweet, and simple. Paul Pierce, he starts. Did you call bank? I called game. Joe Johnson, he's my bench. There's a video on YouTube called Joe Johnson hitting game winners for 15 minutes straight. Need I say more? My cut, Vince Carter. 2001, Game 7, Eastern Conference semifinals versus the Philadelphia 76ers with a couple seconds left on the clock. Need I say more? Mo, you can go.
And sorry just to cut you off real quick, but I was also thinking about that shot, and I'm like, if he hit that shot alone, which seems very, very selective, but like, I feel like I'd be way more likely to not cut him. But just the emotions from that shot in particular, it's like it could have taken you guys home, but
it took the Raptors 18 years to recover that he's cut. Mo, it's you, bro.
Oh, I got his get back, bro.
At least y'all did recover. My franchise still in recovery mode, and I don't know when we're gonna get out of it. But start bench cut. I thought that this was pretty simple. Start bench cut. I thought this was pretty simple. This motherfucking Stanfield. I'm starting Paul Pierce. He definitely called game, and I don't think anybody brought this up, but in that same series that he hit that one game winner, he had another game winner that got called off. I think it was like he just barely didn't get it off in time.
Was it the next game or the game?
It was the very last game. That's how their season ended, which is like the worst way.
Which is like tragic.
You just that late.
That's how Paul Pierce's career ended, didn't it? Like on that missed game winner. So that's
he played with
the Clippers. Did like nothing
after that.
Well,
he did.
That shit don't count.
Ended.
That shit
his
don't
career
count.
basically
So
ended.
basically, his career ended on a missed game winner, which I don't know how many. I don't know how like more poetic it can get. It was like, yo, you was the man for however long. It's not your turn anymore. It's these young guys' turn. His career basically ended after that game winner, and it was poetic in a way because he was simply so clutch for so long. My bench was Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson, I always had this thought about Joe Johnson. If you showed somebody who didn't watch basketball, didn't know a damn thing about basketball, you showed them Joe Johnson's highlights, they would think that he's like an all-time player. And granted, he's an all-time clutch player, so I guess that helps. But Joe Johnson, just his highlight tape of not even clutch moments, but like his highlight tape makes him seem like his status as a clutch player is only boosted by his highlights. Not to mention, he did have the clutch moments more so, I would think, than Vince Carter. He was known as a clutch guy throughout that whole 2010s. And if we look at, well, not the whole 2010s, but like a good portion of the 2000s into the 2010s more so, we look at that the talent in that time period, it wasn't the greatest. So for you to stand out amongst I don't want to say watered down, but like the talent at that point in time was a little watered down to what we're used to now and what we saw before. So Joe Johnson is my bench. Vince Carter is my cut. Unfortunately, I think that those two, Paul Pierce and Joe Johnson, are clearly a step above in terms of clutchness. So yeah, that's my start bench cut.
I'm also keep it short and simple. Paul Pierce, one of the most clutch players in NBA history. He's my start. Now, let me tell you, Vince Carter, you're not being benched. You're being cut, buddy. Let me tell you, Joe Johnson is my bench here. And the only reason he's my bench is because the person that's in front of him is one of those guys or one of the few guys that are more clutch than Joe Johnson all time. And Vince Carter, while he was a great player, I think a lot of it was Vince Carter was expected to do a lot more than just be that clutch guy. Joe Johnson, if you needed a bucket, Joe Johnson was going to get you that bucket every single time you needed it. It's the clutch. He's hitting that shot. Vince Carter, not so much. So let me bench Joe Johnson and cut Vince Carter.
Hey, I'm also gonna keep it short and sweet. I thought when I saw the lineup, I thought this shit was pretty easy. I got starting as Paul Pierce, one of the most clutch players that I got the opportunity to watch. I mean, he was phenomenal, phenomenal shot maker in his prime, man. Also with the Wizards, hey man. But as benching, See, I was gonna go Joe Johnson, but I'm kind of leaning towards Vince Carter now that my JELSON had disrespected now saying VC a little bit. I don't like that, bro. So I'm going to have to bench Vince Carter. He was the overall better player than Joe Johnson, multi-time All-Star, Hall of Fame dunker, probably the best dunker of all time, and he just a bucket overall. And you're getting cut. Joe Johnson, you're getting cut, buddy.
We're not discussing
the way he overtalked to stop you is amazing, bro.
Nah. No, I don't know. I think so. We all agreed, I think, on the order except Steph and Jay had it flipped with Joe Johnson and Vince Carter. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that we're all starting Paul Pierce just because of the slack he gets from the media. You would think that someone would come in here, they'd say no, they disrespect his game, but all of us respecting Paul Pierce.
I actually forgot to bring that up. I'm not gonna lie. Paul Pierce, he be saying some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. But as much as I don't like what he's saying, I'm not the type of dude to discount what he did on the court because he has horrendous takes, now that he's retired. Some of this shit that he's saying, like I think on multiple occasions he said that he's better than D Wade. He's not better than D Wade, but he's one of the most clutch NBA players of all time. And I can't discount that. I feel like some of the newer age NBA fans, not to sound elitist, but I've been watching for a minute. I've been watching for a decade plus, going on 2 decades in a few years. Jay, you got me beat by a few decades, and
a few decades.
Oh my God, that's
crazy.
Oh, not too much of my age, dog.
Yeah, nah, bro. That man watched Jordan.
At 1,000 subs, we'll give you guys Jay's age.
At 1,000 subs, we're gonna put
he was at Will's 100-point game, probably.
But I forgot what I was saying.
Yo, Mo, at 1,000 subs, we're gonna say what year he graduated.
Real quick, Jay, because you would know, was Will's 100-point game real?
Bro,
that's so crazy.
Nah,
I thought it was a real question.
Bro, I'm not even that old, bro. They capping, bro.
Hey, that nigga pushing 40. Bro. Don't let him lie to y'all.
Bro, I'm 18, bro. What are you talking about?
That's crazy.
What are you, Jason Tatum? You're 19.
That's crazy.
Right, 18 years.
I'm not gonna lie. I forgot what I was gonna say. So, we can move on.
One thing about Paul Pierce, any man with the balls to say he's better than D Wade has enough balls to not get phased in the clutch. I'll tell you that.
That's facts. And he wasn't phased in the clutch. He was like that. His nickname was a truth for a reason.
You know how we got his nickname?
Shaq.
I fucking hate it. No, you weren't. I know it's Shaq, but you want to know what the fuck he did to Shaq and Kobe. He had a 40-piece at age 23 against Shaq and Kobe. And then I remember, like, shit, how long it? Nah, that was a little while after.
Steph's showing his age now. Oh my God.
That was a little while. LeBron was in the league. Let's calm down.
I was the year LeBron was drafted, bro.
Brother, it was the 2010s. Calm down.
Damn.
Calm down.
Steph, was Will's 100-point game? Was it real, bro?
Stop
you tell me, 70-year-old geezer.
Not talk.
What the hell? You're the wrong person, bro. I don't even want to say what I had to say.
Nah, real talk though. Like, shout out to Paul Pierce because there's so many things that, like, even bro, this guy literally got stabbed 11 times and he played all 82 games the next season. And then he led his team to the conference finals when those early Celtics teams were not that good. So I want to give him his flowers because I was honestly a little surprised we all started him just because of the backlash he gets from the media. And I mean, Vince Carter, Joe Johnson, all these guys are some of the most clutch players, if not of all time, at least from like the last 20 or so years. Tell me realistic trades for James Harden.
He's a Clipper, bro. He's a Clipper.
He's
a Clipper. It don't matter what realistic trades there are, bro. Is a Clipper, fam.
There's no such thing as a realistic trade because we don't know what these trades are until they happen. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a
not for
nothing.
nothing.
The Clippers have that Philly wants, though.
And not for nothing, like we don't 100 like it's usually all speculation. Like we don't know what these GMs really, really, really value all the time. Like of course we know the clear cut things like a 3-and-D player, wing defender, catches. Of course we know that, but like in terms of a guy like Harden, it's like, do I want to possibly put my team through that culture shock? Like, is it worth it?
Not for 30 M's.
30 M's.
And not for nothing. We can move on after this, but I would just love to be a fly on the wall when some of these trades get proposed. When when the phone call comes through, yo, we got Embiid for X, Y, and Z, and then they just accept him.
Hartenstein?
Like, bro, hell yeah. But like, I would just love to get in the future, get a little bit of insight, because like when these trades happen, it's just like, boom, it happened. But we don't know how much.
We got to produce a documentary on GMs. Like just follow them throughout the off-season process, from the scouting all the way to the big. And then you could end the document. Hold on, let me stop. We're gonna talk about this later. This business.
You cooking a little too much. Turn the heat down a little bit. But, yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, let's move it on here to the biggest reason why I'm sure most of you guys are watching. We had to entice you a little bit. Now we are here with the 2012 NBA redraft. Actually, we got a nice number here because we're doing 14 picks and we got 7 of us. So we'll all lead with 2 picks. Do we have
Let me stay here.
Or should we do like a number 130 and like whoever's closest decides who gets where? Or should we do that?
You could do that because that's what I
no preference.
I don't really care because we're all going one.
We are all going with every pick. So unless you guys don't care, it's up to you.
I don't care.
Yeah, because it's not like a draft for us to like how me, Devin, and Gabe did.
Yeah. So, well, I guess we'll just go in this order here. With the 1st through the 14th pick, and I guess I'm starting off with the number 1 pick, and I feel like there are a few guys that could potentially be named here. I think there's going to be 2 names, but I feel like maybe I'll go with the one that said less, but I really don't know for sure because lately he's definitely been the best player in this draft class. And I'm going with Damian Lillard as my number 1 pick in the 2012 NBA redraft. If you had this question a couple years back, almost everyone would tell you, I won't say the name because other people are going to say his name, but another name. But I don't know. The last couple of years, the way Damian Lillard's played, he's might be just coming off his best year ever. I'm taking Dame number 1. Some of the things he does are it kind of blows my mind. I'm not gonna lie. So give me Dame going to the New Orleans Hornets in my 2012 redraft number 1.
I like that, and I was very close to doing that. Very, very close. I think we all are. I think we all were. That was consensus between 1 and 2. But I'm still going Anthony Davis. And the reason I'm doing that is up until I'd say his 2nd year with LA, he was a pretty consistent 60-game guy who's getting you 20 and at least 11. Some years he was getting a little bit under 30, averaging 12. So he was giving you good buckets. And like I think just he has a ring too. So it's like that of course has to give you some type of notch to push over in my opinion in a redraft. And regardless if it's with LeBron, regardless if it's a bubble that some people do or don't count, he has a ring. And that put him over Dame for me personally. But I'm not mad if you put Dame number 1. So number 1, I'm going AD.
Yeah, like you say, there's obviously an argument for both, but I went AD here as well. And like you mentioned, he's got that ring, which adds a little bit to his pedigree. And although Dame's evidently the better offensive engine, I can't understate what AD has done and continues to do on the defensive end. And that's the biggest swing factor for me is although Dame is as great as he is on the offensive end, having someone that can be a true defensive player of the year candidate is not something that comes by very often, especially in a dude who's still elite on the offensive end. That's just a rare commodity. So it's hard to pass up on AD here for me at pick number 1.
I'm going to even the odds. I'm Dame here. AD is very enticing, but you guys are all saying, yeah, he got a ring. Well, he did get a ring on his second team. I'm doing a redraft here, man. And if Damian Lillard went to his second team and if his teammate was LeBron, like, to me, that's where I'm like, okay, just saying player versus player, yeah, that's an accolade. But as far as who I'm taking in a redraft, who would I rather have on my team? I almost like Dame more because he didn't go to his second team. If I'm doing a redraft, bro, I know he's around through the thick and thin, long haul. Not to mention he's pretty much just as good of a player. I think has a long stretch of years where he's been the second best point guard in the league, in a league that is full of incredibly talented point guards. And maybe down to 3 right now because Luka and Steph are like top 5 players in the world. Still, he is incredible. He always shows up in the clutch moments. He's almost always available, and he's been doing it well since day one.
Hey, man. It was a toss-up. I was thinking AD. I was thinking Dame. But give me Damian Lillard, man. Damian Lillard is going as my number 1 pick. I feel like maybe if we'd have asked this last season, I would have said Anthony Davis just because of the circumstance. But Damian Lillard coming off of, I think, his best season ever. Anthony Davis also coming off of an impressive season. But I feel Dame still has more to show us. It can't be that much more because he is getting up there in age, and I don't think he's gonna truly take steps as if he's a young player anymore. But I think what we're seeing from Dame is just phenomenal. It's unfortunate that we haven't been able to see him with a real competent roster around him, and that might be why I'm giving the edge to him over Anthony Davis, just because Anthony Davis has had the benefit of playing with LeBron James plus a fantastic Lakers roster. That I'm still salty that they broke that Lakers roster up. But yeah, Damian Lillard, my number 1 pick.
Number 1, give me Damian Lillard, strictly because, well, Anthony Davis is a great player and a player that I strongly consider to go number 1. I really looked at it and I was like, Damian Lillard for me is that guy because albeit he isn't the defender that Anthony Davis is, he's a much better offensive player. And Damian Lillard is the second best shooter in the league and has been for a while. And the only reason he's the second best shooter in the league is because the best shooter in NBA history is in the league with him. Damian Lillard, on top of that, is a winning basketball player, unless you ask John. Well, let me tell you why. He's not winning championships, but he's able to win games. And that's something that wasn't always. Players of his caliber are supposed to do that, sure. But those rosters that the Trailblazers had were not that great. CJ McCollum being your second best player, going to the Western Conference Finals. I like Damian Lillard a lot. I think for what he is and how we were talking about how he can grow as a player. And I think part of that growth will be him potentially making an NBA Finals appearance on whatever team he goes to next. And I think he's good enough of a player. And I think a lot of the issues people would have with him is that he hasn't been to an NBA Finals. But I think it's partial because the teams he's been with have been so bad. But he's just been good enough to carry him just far enough to almost make the finals that one year. And then they're like, okay, maybe he's really not that good. When I think of it more as Damian Lillard carried that team, and if he was on any other team with a better roster, like if he was on the Lakers, for example, instead of Anthony Davis, I think the Lakers make the finals, I would say, every year almost, in my opinion.
What the fuck is happening?
Hey, I like Damian Lillard.
You're muted, Mo, but...
Say that one more time, JELSON, bro. Did I hear that right?
If the Lakers have Damian Lillard over Anthony Davis, they're making the finals. Maybe not every year, but more than they're making it.
We're not even winning the bubble.
So you did say every year.
We're not even winning the bubble if that happens, brother.
I disagree.
And that depends.
Do you not know how big AD was?
I'm sure. No, I'm aware that Anthony Davis was huge for them. Maybe the bubble year wasn't the best year, or like for what Damian Lillard's case could be. But I think Damian Lillard as a player is more consistent, and I also think his health is obviously more consistent, excluding 2 years ago when he had the abdomen problem. I think that the availability portion of it and is also the consistency portion of it gets the Lakers or any other team, if we're talking about Anthony Davis or Damian Lillard on that team, farther.
All right, so my number 1 overall pick has to be Damian Lillard. I mean, I don't know how there's any other way I could go. I mean, you could say a lot of you guys said you picked Anthony Davis because of the ring. I'm not gonna lie, it was in the bubble. If we're being honest, my grandma's putting up the same production in the bubble. Let's keep it a buck.
All right, buddy.
You got a game?
I got Damian Lillard as my number 1 pick.
This nigga said his grandma can put up buckets in an NBA game. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, the take was so crazy.
He said his grandma hitting a buzzer beater in the
You hear that?
That is crazy. That is pretty crazy,
bro.
But I feel like for the second one, we're gonna have very similar answers, just the other way around. But I could be wrong. But let's start with Steph for number 2. Who is your second overall pick? You did pick AD. Who is 2?
It's Dame. I'm using my 30 seconds for this because I was going to say it's Dame and go ahead, but I'm using my 30 seconds for this. Justin, if we don't win in the bubble, when do you say we win?
Honestly, I think you have a higher chance of winning last year, for sure. I think you have a higher chance of beating that Denver team if you have Damian Lillard last year.
Oh yeah, you're drunk.
Whoa,
bro.
you're smoking.
Crazy.
No, I don't think you win that series, but I think you have a better chance at winning that series.
How?
In what world, bro?
How?
And who is like the big? I think like you can't just
that is
someone
okay,
can't
it
just
depends
be
on who
thrown
your
in the
big
80s.
is. But Damian
Yeah.
Lillard, to me, his offensive consistency is much more important. And if you can have a big that can really hold it down defensively, which is the biggest question, he doesn't have to be the offensive star that Anthony Davis has. But if you could listen, Steph, before
is that big. He's that big. The big that you just said.
But you don't have Anthony Davis and Damian Lillard. What I'm saying is if you have a big that can hold it down defensively and not be such a big offensive prowess like Anthony Davis can be at times, and you have Damian Lillard, I like that team more than just having Anthony Davis.
I don't.
Devin, who is your number 2 pick?
This is where I have Dame as well. Like, no debate. AD and Dame were always going to be number 2, so Dame falls at number 2 for me.
Yeah, fellas, we don't got to go too long here. I'm AD. These are the top 2 guys.
Anthony Davis is also my second pick. Again, it was a toss-up, but give me Dame at 1, AD at 2.
Easy. Anthony Davis at 2. No, nothing else to add.
Yeah, I got AD at 2 as well.
And I'll make it simple. I also have AD at my number 2. I don't think there's much other to discuss. We kind of just had like a little AD and Dame debate right there, number 1. But now we're going to number 3. I have a sneaking suspicion which way we'll turn for number 3, but I could be wrong with this too. But we're going to start with Devin. Who is your number 3 pick in this redraft?
My number 3 pick is a 4-time champion, one of the greatest defensive players of the generation, and that is Draymond Green.
Bro. Ooh, okay. I was interested to see how high he was going to go because, spoiler, I don't have him at 3.
Wow. Okay.
Do you want another spoiler?
Devin, or Gabe?
I don't have him top 5.
Oh.
Whoa!
This is
Oh, I don't know about that.
Hold on. When we get there, y'all will understand. Y'all will understand. Trust.
I feel like I know what you mean, but
it's one player you better not have above him because that's going to contradict your whole.
No, it won't. It won't. When we get there, you'll see. You'll get it.
For sure.
Gabe, what do you think?
Devin. Hey, bro. I like it. I love it. Did Draymond Green? That's the number 3 overall pick, bro. One of the best defenders of the era, former defensive player of the year, and a winner, a great playmaker at the power forward position, a great defender at the power forward position. Not a great shooter, not a great scorer in general, but everything else on the basketball court you could need, he does at one of the highest levels in the game.
Hey, man. I did not expect to see anybody have Draymond at 3, let alone 2 people. I feel like 3 is a little high. But for my number 3 pick, history repeats itself. Give me Bradley Beal. Now, I understand that looking at the Bradley Beal pick right now and saying, yeah, he's going to go number 3 in a redraft, it kind of doesn't make sense because what we've seen from Bradley Beal is he's been a great scorer throughout his career. And he's been a great scorer, and, that's it. But taking into account this redraft, I feel as though Bradley Beal had another notch to his game that was never unlocked, and that was due to John Wall being hurt. So, John Wall being hurt his co-star. They were supposed to develop together, and they was really supposed to bring DC to that promised land together. It didn't happen. Bradley Beal ended up developing the way he did, and when he ended up developing, he also ended up staying in, DC forever. In this redraft, hopefully that doesn't happen, because that means we see the exact same career out of Bradley Beal. But I still like the talent level from Bradley Beal. I think that he's, with the rest of these guys I got on this list, definitely the most talented left. And I like him at that number 3 pick.
At number 3, give me Bradley Beal as well. I think that Bradley Beal is the best player on the board currently. I think Draymond Green is the best connecting piece. And I think that Draymond Green is a very talented player in his role. But I think when we're talking about top 3 players in a draft class, I would go for the most talented player, and Bradley Beal is definitely that. Offensively, I don't even have to say much. The fact that we didn't get to see, as Mo was saying, that second level because John Wall was hurt is really a disaster. And hopefully in this world, the Wizards either make a move, John Wall doesn't get injured, or he goes somewhere else. But Bradley Beal at 3 is my pick purely off of talent.
Yeah, there's no way I'm picking Bradley Beal at 3, bro. I got Draymond Green as my 3rd. It's Draymond. When you're telling the story of the NBA, you're mentioning Draymond Green 10 times out of 10. You're not saying Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is so irrelevant. It's crazy. I'm not sorry. I got Draymond.
But wait. Can I ask you a question, Jay?
Talk to me.
If Draymond Green is on the Wizards, is he being mentioned 10 times out of 10 in the history books?
If you got pushing shoes around him,
no, he's not.
Aren't you the same nigga that says Steph Curry is spoon fed by him?
What that got? What does that change?
I feel like for Jay that ups how good Draymond.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense with why you'd pick him.
If Jay says Draymond is spoon feeding Steph Curry and Steph Curry is like a top point guard ever, if Draymond's the reason for that, according to Jay, that's very coherent with his
valid.
So is Draymond gonna spoon feed John Wall 3-pointers?
Yeah, come on now.
Man, John Wall needs to learn how to shoot, I guess.
Yeah, I think like when we're looking at this draft board, the number 3 pick, the most talented player, was the original number 3 pick. When I'm doing a redraft, though, I'm basing it basically off who is the best player, the most important player, taking their careers into one. And even though I do not like him, you can't deny that Draymond Green is well and above everybody else in this class. Outside of Dame, outside of AD, Bradley Beal doesn't come close to what he's accomplished and what he's done and what he's meant to a winning culture. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times.
Garrett, I asked you the same question I asked Jay. He's not winning those championships because he's on the Wizards.
He wasn't on the Wizards. He was on the Warriors.
But this is a redraft, and we're supposed to be going off of
what he's saying
players.
is we know what he did do.
Right. The way my redraft works is I base it off what I have seen and what you have accomplished in your career and what I see of you as a player. And I know Draymond Green can be an integral part of a championship team 4 times. I've never seen that from Bradley Beal. And quite frankly, the most success Bradley Beal's ever had, John Wall was the engine of those teams. Let's be real. I'm sorry. Bradley Beal is a solid player, but that's just the reality of it. And I'm taking Draymond Green number 3.
I'm going another way than all y'all, and it's going to be very, very, very weird, but it's okay because it's all going to form. It's going to get there. It's going to get there. We're going to get there.
Sound like you're caping to me, buddy.
Shut up. I didn't even put Bradley Beal at number 3 because
I know who you put.
Because how can I do that when I just spoke as AD for, him winning a ring that puts him over Dame? I can't put Bill there. I put Draymond where I put him for reasons that will be said. So at number 3, I put Chris Middleton. The Washington Wizards got Chris Middleton. And I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I understand how these players play, what we've seen in their career and all that other stuff. But I think Chris Middleton's an on-brand move for the Wizards. He's a guy that wouldn't move the needle, but he's just good enough. He's a guy that, instead of Bradley Beal, he might just help a John Wall a little bit better because he has a little bit more size and stuff to him. He had to fill that out. But I'm going Chris Middleton number 3. I don't want to explain it too much because I got some more on the back end. But Yeah.
I start number 4, right?
Yeah, and just to bring it up, Night Striker does indeed have Bradley Beal at number 3.
Shout out Night Striker.
Just want to bring that up.
So,
but
This man said Ant-Man second. You talking about Anthony Davis?
I think he meant AD because he said Dame Dollar for when we did the first pick. Gabe, number 4.
So, Steph, you said you taking Chris Middleton over Bradley Beal.
You gotta wait till we get. Yes, that's what I said. But you gotta wait.
So you're taking Chris Middleton over Bradley Beal.
Oh, like if I'm personally them.
No, I'm saying in your redraft, you took him over.
Oh yeah,
Bradley
my
Beal,
redraft.
Right?
Yes, Middleton is.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, me too. Chris Middleton is my number 4 pick. Listen, I've seen Chris Middleton as the closer on a finals team, bro. Bradley Beal, I'm sorry, buddy. All I've seen you do is be on these mid teams or ride John Wall's coat. Nah, that's a little bit too far. But listen, bro. Chris Middleton, he's just done it at the highest level, and that's something I value. I know clutch time moments, Chris Middleton is going to be there for me. Bradley Beal, I don't know, especially as he gets later into his career, this man is not available anymore. And Chris Middleton, he wasn't available last season, but before that, he is still pretty available, and I think he has like probably a better track record overall with that. Bradley Beal's more talented, but I just think Chris Middleton has a better resume to show for it, especially coming out as low as he did. His career stats are going to be a little bit lower just based off of that.
I forgot I was muted, not gonna lie. So we on the number 4 pick. Give me Chris Middleton. I was going to go with my number 5 pick at number 4, but I kind of took into account like how they would be on this team. So Draymond on the Cavaliers, I don't like that fit more than I like Chris Middleton on the Cavaliers. And so that's basically what I drafted it off of. Also, with respect to the number 5 pick, I wanted to pair them up as well, who my number 5 pick is. And we'll get to that in a little bit.
I like that. I was also thinking the same wavelength. Give me Chris Middleton at number 4. Yes, great minds think alike. And Mo, you said it all for me. Chris Middleton on the Cavs makes a lot more sense in my opinion than Draymond Green does. I'm thinking Chris Middleton and Kyrie Irving as a duo is pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like that duo a lot more than a Draymond Green, Kyrie Irving. And as we talked about, Chris Middleton has been a closer on a finals team, multiple-time All-Star, was a really solid player for a long time before really injured. I mean, he's still a good player, but injuries have kind of knocked him down a little bit. But give me Chris Middleton at number 4.
At number 4, I'm gonna go a little different way. I got Tyler Herro. Not playing. At number 4,
hey, bro, you can't play like that.
It's sad. It's very sad because you're the one person that I would have believed. I believe you for a second.
That's why I said you can't play like that, bro.
No,
he's not even a top 4 Zeller.
I got Chris Middleton at number 4. Like you guys said, he was a closer on a championship team, and I think at this point in the draft, I think he's one of the best players available, and I think he's the perfect piece to pick.
I respect.
Yes. So this is a tough one between my 4 and 5. I'm kind of going to give away already, but we've named both these guys already between Bradley Beal and Chris Middleton. When I'm looking at, Bradley Beal, I know he doesn't have the championship like Middleton. I know he doesn't have quite as much success. This guy, though, was putting up 30-point-per-game seasons back-to-back times, and he was insane. You can't underestimate. You can't, I guess, underwrite what that was. And so simply because of that, I don't think it's good enough, and that's why I'm putting Chris Middleton in number 4. Yep. I had to think about it, but I had Bradley Beal.
He gave us
Bradley Beal. Before I started here, I had Bradley Beal's name. And then as soon as we got to number 3, I'm like, I'm switching that. I'm putting Chris Middleton number 4.
We made him a believer.
I did the same thing, bro. Dude, me and Garrett are ball knowers tonight.
Great minds think alike.
All right, buddy. So we on pick number 5. Who's starting off this pick?
No, we're still on 4.
No,
We still
got
got
Devin.
Devin.
Whoa.
Yep.
My fault, man. My fault.
I'm gonna go keep it short. Bradley Beal's not falling anymore for me. He's number 4. He's a Cavalier paired up with Kyrie. That's a lot of buckets.
That is a lot of buckets. But for me, I had to take Chris Middleton here. Both of these guys are going to be second options, and I'm going to go with the second option who's proven to be a closer in the postseason. So Chris Middleton's my number 4.
Now, number 5, we got Mo starting this one.
Already. And my number 5 pick, give me the 4-time champion. I think he's only won like one defensive player of the year. He should have multiple. Give me Draymond Green. I like Draymond Green at 5. Him going to Sacramento, pairing him with Boogie. Hey, don't sleep.
At number 5 for me, okay, Draymond Green can't fall any farther. Draymond Green is going number 5. And as you said, putting with Boogie is a really interesting combo. But I think with Boogie's upside on offense and obviously Draymond's upside on defense, that duo is a scary duo. And I don't know if they're competing or anything like that, but I do like that pick over some of the guys left on the board here. And you can't let Draymond Green slide any further. So Draymond Green, you're going number 5.
Shit.
All right,
I bet I can.
My number 5th pick, I'm gonna have to go with Bradley Beal. Enough disrespecting Bradley Beal. He is a bucket. He showed that he could be a phenomenal scorer alongside other talent, and pairing him with DeMarcus Cousins. Hey, that is a scary sight. I don't think DeMarcus Cousins in Sacramento, he's had a guy that could go get buckets at the level that Bradley Beal has shown throughout his career.
Yeah, keeping it short. I already picked Draymond. I already picked Middleton. I'm taking Bradley Beal at number 5. Point blank simple.
Valid. I almost picked Drummond with this pick, but then when I realized it was the Kings and they had Boogie, Harrison Barnes is going to go to the team that he is currently on.
Bro,
Harrison
what?
Barnes,
Bro?
You are a king.
Bro,
Taking the dude that they got rid of.
You don't have to
over
explain
the guy
that
who's
one,
been
but
there.
go ahead, bro.
It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. But like Garrett said, this is where I had Bradley Beal as well. Despite any of the lack of team success, he's an elite scorer, top 5 talent in this draft.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, Bradley Beal does have to go off the board here. Them Kings team's still not making no playoffs, but it's not as bad as drafting. Who did they draft here? What, Thomas Robinson?
Robinson.
Still,
Oh my God, who the fuck is that?
Still a better. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they'll be better, but they still not making the playoffs, bro.
Hey, Bradley Beal and Boogie. That's a combination.
Thomas Robinson.
It's a great 9 seed. It's the best 9 seed I've ever seen.
Bradley Beal and Boogie, definitely one of the combinations of all time, for sure.
Definitely one of them. Yeah. Okay. So number 6 pick originally was Damian Lillard. Now none of us are going to put him here today, but in our number 6 of the redraft, let's hand it over to JELSON. Who you got?
Number 6, give me Andre Drummond. He's been an all-star in his career, great rebounder, good defender. And with LaMarcus Aldridge as his pairing, I think that he's going to learn a lot from LaMarcus Aldridge. Maybe Andre Drummond will actually learn how to play meaningful basketball if he's playing with LaMarcus Aldridge. So I like Andre Drummond purely off of talent here and what he has shown in the NBA, that Andre Drummond already has those assets, being a good defender and a good rebounder. So give me Andre Drummond.
Yeah, I think for the 6th pick, Andre Drummond is my pick as well. I mean, I think he's the best way to go at this point. And being alongside LaMarcus Aldridge, maybe he'll take some of the defensive pressure off Aldridge as well as the rebounding responsibilities. And yeah, no, I'm rocking with Andre Drummond.
I'm picking the current Chicago Bull, Andre Drummond, number 6 overall. Yeah, you just can't deny this guy's one of the best rebounders in the league. And I mean, there's a reason why he's been an all-star multiple times. There's a reason why teams still covet his presence. I mean, you got to put him somewhere up here, and that's why I'm putting him number 6.
I concur, and to add to that, I don't think people realize how, I don't want to say good per se. I don't want to say good per se. Yeah, I haven't. I don't want to say good per se for Drummond, but a rebounding machine, you're always gonna have a job in the league. That's that.
I don't know how this man still hasn't picked Draymond. But
that's what I was gonna say.
Disrespect is crazy, bro.
It's not
Jay, you're the last
Jay saying you're being disrespectful. That's insane.
Hey, if y'all want to hear it, y'all better push it through because it's the next pick.
Jay, you still haven't drafted Eric Bledsoe.
That is great. We're still waiting for Jay to draft Eric Bledsoe to this day.
We're still waiting.
He fell 2 years in the draft, bro.
But we got Drummond 4 times so far. Devin, you're gonna make it 5 picks.
I am breaking that. I am another person, although a pick later, who has Barnes in front of Andre Drummond. Give me Harrison Barnes. We know how valuable wings are in this league. As great as Drummond's rebounding is, as valuable as he has been, wings are a rare commodity in this league, as good as Harrison Barnes has been throughout his career. And although he might not have been the guy long-term in Golden State, he's still had a very successful career. So give me Harrison Barnes at pick 6.
Yeah, no, we're not taking Harrison Barnes over a multi-time All-Star. I'm sorry. I think if Andre Drummond is just put in a situation, and Portland at the time, like, they had some pieces there to be a good team, and they were a good team when Dame first got there. Like, they had a good cast. And so I think in that situation, they possibly could have reined in Andre Drummond a little bit to where he's not playing this meaningless basketball where he just, like, gets a rebound and instantly puts it back up. They might have been able to really utilize his rebounding talent in a way that contributed to winning and really set him on a completely different career path. But even the way his career went, I'm still taking him here at number 6.
In a way, too, like, he could have filled, not in the same way, they weren't the same player, but, like, with Odin's injuries, like, he could have filled in kind of for that to a degree. You know what I mean?
For my 6th pick, actually, before I get my 6th pick, Night Tracker, what were you cooking with this, bro? I don't know. I have no clue.
You don't got him in 48-6, Mo?
No, I do not. Unfortunately,
you don't want to draft
I have Andre Drummond as my number 6 pick. Just looking at talent, he's clearly the most talented player here. And that's basically all I got to say about that. Andre Drummond at 6. I don't think anybody else was appropriate to take.
Jay, number 7.
For my number 7 pick, I am sending Terrence Ross to the Golden State Warriors. I feel like he'd be a way better fit than as well as long term than Harrison Barnes who they originally took. So I got Terrence Ross.
Yeah, I do not have Terrence Ross. My number 7 pick. A couple of you guys picked him. Actually, no. Yeah, a couple of you guys did pick him. One at 5, one at 6. And we'll at least have one at 7, and that is Harrison Barnes. Like you said, Devin, wings are not – it's not too often you come across wings like this. And, I mean, you just got to factor in he was such a huge part on a championship team with Dallas. He was really solid, and he's filled his role nicely with Sacramento too. I think he's at least, top 7 in my book in this redraft. So give me Harrison Barnes at number 7. And I actually, if I'm not mistaken, he actually went number 7 originally, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So no. I got him right where he was.
Oh, he did. He did. Okay.
So
it's Jay.
It's you. It's you.
And I'm number 7.
Yep.
Bro, please pick Draymond, bro.
And I am picking Draymond.
God, finally.
And here is why. Because y'all are telling me he slipped. Y'all are telling me I disrespected him. But you cannot argue with this man being the dynasty for the Warriors. If he gets picked by the Warriors again, I know what he's doing. That's 4 chips. I don't care what none of y'all say about him going top 3. I don't care about him going to the Hornets, Charlotte, Washington. I don't give a damn. He is going 7, and when he goes 7, he's bringing me 4 of them. Simple, point blank, period.
That's a fair reason.
You know what? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna agree for that. That's good. That's coherent logic, is what that is.
Draymond's still chipping a Chicago Bull, but we freaking took Marcus. Way to go, Garpax. But I got Mo's in his feels now too.
Should have picked Perry Jones for real.
Anyways,
shut up, man.
Devin, what's number 7 for you?
For me, this is where I took Andre Drummond. He couldn't fall any further for me. He's the last guy in this draft off the board for me who didn't make an all-star or who did make an all-star team. So pick 7 is as far as he was going to go for me.
Yeah, I got Harrison Barnes here. I think as a guy who to me is like a high level starter, not an all-star player, but only like probably I'll go like 2 tiers below because there's probably guys who have made all-star teams who are a little bit better. But I think he's like a level above a role player, and pretty much everybody after here to me is more of a role player.
Mm-hmm. For my number 7 and 8, I was actually debating on switching them just because some other people had picked my 8 pick. But I'm not switching up. I'm keeping it a bean, keeping it 100. My number 7 pick is Terrence Ross.
Like it. Love it.
Well, my number 7 pick is Harrison Barnes. As Gabe said, a guy that was never quite an all-star level player, but you said two tiers below an all-star level player. I'd say 1 tier below. There was a couple of years there where he was averaging almost 20 a game. And as we've also mentioned, wings like him do not grow on trees. So at 7, it's a great value.
So that's fair. That's fair. So now we're moving on to number 8. We're halfway through. I will lead us off with number 8. And I'm picking somebody that has not been selected yet. It wasn't really a highly sought after player on the original NBA draft, but he shaped up a solid career as a nice 3-and-D wing. And he's played a part on some of the number 1 seeds over his career. He's made the finals multiple times. And I'm taking Jay Crowder as my number 8 pick.
Okay.
Hey, man.
A little high, but I respect
it.
You think that's high? Yeah.
I don't think that's high.
I think that's high. I think it's fair game. I think it's fair
game. Over some of the guys, I got a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just maybe like a couple spots, but not like grossly high.
No, not grossly.
Looking at my draft board, I don't think that's too high. Like in terms of skill, yes, maybe. But the way I thought about it with Jay Crowder, because I did pick him at number 8, and the reason why, because at first I was like, that's kind of high. But thinking about it, 2012 was, I'd say, about 4 or 5 years prior to the NBA completely like starting that shift. And if you pick Jay Crowder at 8, you're better off going forward into the future NBA because that's a perfect 3-and-D guy that you need for the future NBA. So that, for me personally, that's why I took him over some of the other guys that I have on here, because I more so thought about it like example, Terrence Ross. He's a great player. Love him. Athleticism, all that. But in terms of today's NBA, Jay Crowder would be the better player, in my opinion.
I definitely don't hate the Jay Crowder pick here, but I don't have him here. This is where I take Evan Fournier. He is the most prolific. Look, I know you're a Knicks fan, Jay. I know you're a Knicks fan, and things haven't been great the last couple of years. But this man did once score almost 20 points per game in the league. And at his peak, he was the most prolific scorer out of anyone remaining in this class. I will not argue with you that the last couple of years have not been great for him. But through his time in Orlando, he was a very good scorer. There's no one near him on the board remaining in terms of his scoring prowess. You can talk about a guy like Terrence Ross at times in Orlando himself. But even at that, he wasn't at Evan Fournier's level. So give me Evan Fournier here. I don't think anyone else is chopping it up with him in terms of getting a bucket with anyone else who remains.
Hey, I don't hate that, Devin. I don't hate that.
Well, Devin, I'm going to chop it up with you because we're at number 8, right?
We are.
Sounds to me like he's a Raptor. Evan Fournier comes off the board for me here, too. It sounds like Raptors fans want Evan Fournier on our roster. Jay, I know he might not have that longevity because he is not him for the Knicks, but he was a bucket. He was a bucket in Orlando. And let's not them Orlando teams weren't great, but it was a playoff team, bro. And he was one of the most prolific scorers on a playoff team. Buddy was not a bum. He might be a bum now, but he was not a bum in his prime.
It's Tibbs' fault. He's not a bum.
It's not. No, he is a bum. No, he is a bum, Steph. I promise he's a bum.
I mean, if it's based off the Knicks, D Rose looks like a bum, and I can tell you D Rose.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's Tibbs, bro.
I don't want to say I'm not trying to disrespect my boy Garrett, but D Rose. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I have no right to talk about bums.
We ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I'm not gonna lie, Jay.
I'm muting Jay. I'm muting Jay right now. Who's next?
Fuck is he talking about? We on number 8. My number 8 pick is Harrison Barnes. Enough said.
My 8 pick, Evan Fournier. A guy that Devin said perfectly top at his peak was the best player left on the board here, was the best offensive player at least left on the board here. And that's enough said for me personally.
Oh my God, I'm not gonna lie, y'all are drunk, bro. All right, my number 8.
You're just a Knicks fan.
No, bro. All right, whatever. Yeah, I got Harrison Barnes. I got Harrison Barnes at number 8. I feel like on the Toronto Raptors, he's going to be a much needed wing for them, and he could definitely help them out in a lot of areas that they need to help in. And I got Harrison Barnes at 8, bro. I don't know how Evan Fournier got. All right. Yeah.
Hearing the Raptors need a wing is like accurate for 2012, but that's so sick to hear. Like that's just a word you don't hear ever.
Like, that's because they got all 6'8" plus
in 2023.
Yeah. But moving on to number 9, handing over to Steph to start us off at number 9.
This is where I pick Evan Fournier. This is where I pick, bro. Jay, I don't know what's up with you, bro, but Evan Fournier is a good basketball player. He's not good he's a negative defender, I'll admit, but as an offensive player, he can provide, and I'm sure when he gets out of New York, if he's on a contender, he's gonna give them good minutes, bro. Like you gotta let that go.
Hey, we saw him on the Celtics, bro. He wasn't doing shit over there. That's why he's on the bench for us, bro.
He's on the bench for y'all because he doesn't
still
play
give him
defense,
a bag,
and
though.
Tibbs likes defense. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But like, he's not on the court because Tibbs likes defense and he's not a defender. We're bro. Knock it off, bro.
These Knicks fans.
How do you don't go from
this
playing
is where
80 games,
go.
averaging 14 points, to playing 27 games and averaging 6 points? You don't just fall off like that.
Yo, Steph, he literally only shows up for like 3 teams, bro. Every other team in the league, he's ass.
How do you know that
he's only played for
games?
3 teams?
No, I mean like playing against like 3 teams in the league. Every other team, he's ass.
Bro, we played 26 games last year. How do you know?
The year before, and all the time he's on the Knicks. Fuck.
All the time that he's on the Knicks, and when Tibbs isn't playing him.
But when he plays, JELSON, I promise you, he's the worst streaky player that ever bro. He's so bad, bro. He's just so bad.
Oh my god.
Yo, JN is biased when he drafting, bro. This shit's got to be documented.
It's crazy. I'm looking at it. The fall off didn't dramatically happen until he came to New York. But
Evan Fournier is about to be the new Eric Bledsoe for Jay. This is about to get dangerous.
I'm probably
not really dangerous.
Is he not in the lottery? He's not in the lottery?
I swear to God, he's not getting drafted.
That's nasty because some of the names on this list that you're going to have going before Evan Fournier, what are we doing?
Let's get this going because I need to hear it.
Why is Tyler Zeller above him?
We got. I think Devin had his number 9 to go, right?
Yeah, I got my number 9. This is where I take Jay Crowder. Like you guys alluded to earlier, 3-and-D wing in today's league. There ain't enough teams that have enough of them, and he's going to be a guy that's going to be highly coveted. So pick 9 is where he goes for me.
Devin is the smartest man in basketball, bro. I got Jay Crowder off the board here. I wish I wasn't going after you, bro. I want to look like the genius where you steal all my picks. But, yeah, Jay Crowder, he's just a winning player. He fits on any roster. Once you get here to the late lottery, he's like one of the best role players you can get.
Y'all funny, bro. I don't think I've seen anybody draft him yet, so he'll be the highest on my board. Give me Dion Waiters. I'm not gonna lie. That rookie showcase, bro. I was a believer when he was going back and forth with Kyrie. I was such a believer. That was Kyrie he was going back and forth with, right? I'm not remembering that.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
It was Tim Hardaway.
Why was I thinking? I was thinking Kyrie.
Because you think Kyrie, Brandon Knight.
Yeah. And because he was in the Cavaliers jersey. But I was a Dion Waiters enjoyer. And then the gummy shit happened when he was in Miami. And then it's been all bad from there. But yeah, at my number 9 pick, give me Dion Waiters.
My number 9 pick. This is where Terrence Ross goes for me. Just an all-around solid role player, but that's what I got at number 9.
My number 9 is I got Dion Waiters, but I got Dion off the gummies. That's the Dion I won at the number 9. I think talent wise, from the scoring ability, I like Dion Waiters. I saw him in winning situations as well, especially in the OKC Thunder uniform. And I like Dion with the number 9 pick.
You like him better than Fournier?
Off the gummies though. Off the gummies.
So my number 9 pick. It's pretty similar to what's already been said by basically everyone except for Jay, and that's Evan Fournier. Like, you can't deny that this guy, with Orlando especially, he wasn't a bad player whatsoever. Even really with Boston, he was all right. I know Boston fans hated his soul, but he wasn't. He wasn't playing much defense, like Steph said. But at the same time, with Orlando, and the biggest reason why I haven't put Terrence Ross yet, but like I think even Devin alluded to it, like they were on the same team. Evan Fournier was always the better player when they were with Orlando together. I know Terrence Ross has played for a couple other teams, but even his time in Toronto and his short stint that he had with Phoenix last year, I don't think it outweighs Evan Fournier's career as a whole. Even though he's the more flashy player, you know what I mean? And he had his iconic moment in the dunk contest and everything like that. I got to go with Evan Fournier, number 9.
At number 9. Well, I did go number 9, right?
Number 10 now with Devin.
Okay.
Yeah. This is where I have Terrence Ross at number 10. Like you just alluded to, Garrett, like flashier player, had broken our franchise scoring record back in the day, but all in all, he's a very streaky dude who's much more of a three-point shooter than he was a good defender, which impacted his value when you talk about a guy in comparison to Jay Crowder, who's being mentioned a few picks ahead of him. So very valuable player and a very good shooter, but lacked a few of the all-around things to go any higher, so he goes at pick 10 for me.
Yeah, I was kind of flip-floppy with him here, but I decided to take Philly cheese, bro. Listen, I get it. My first time off a gummy, dog. I understand. I'll just say I understand. I'll leave that there. But the stuff this dude was doing in Miami was ridiculous, bro. Like that like, what was it? 2016, 17, the year they started like 10 and or like it was like 11 and 30 or something. They ended up finishing 41 and 41 at a crazy second half. Dude, I love watching that team so much, and Dion was cooking. He was cooking so hard.
Hey, man, shout out Dion Waiters, man. Shout out them gummies. But my number 10 pick, got a white boy on my roster. I'm picking Evan Fournier. Hey, just let it rock. Just let it rock.
Hey, Jay, you got anything to add to that?
Just let it rock.
You got anything to add?
No.
Just let it rock, bro.
JELSON, help me out, my nigga. Come on.
At number 10, at number 10, I got Jay Crowder here. Jay Crowder is a relatively winning player, but yeah, Jay Crowder at 10.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna cut you off. I was debating on whether I should do that, and just based off the reaction, I probably should have did that shit.
Yeah, you should have kept that one in the draft, gang. I got Jay Crowder at number 10 as well. He's a prototypical 3-and-D player, very essential in what most teams need to be successful in today's game. So I got to take Jay Crowder off the board.
I feel like I just keep agreeing with Gabe. You know, I'm going with Dion Waiters, number 10 as well. Like, I just
off the gummies.
Off the gummies.
What off the gummies? What do you know about contract year Dion Waiters, man? He turned up. Like, literally that season alone. Forget everybody else on my list. That season alone outweighs any other season of anyone else I have not named at all. I don't care. Even if you put together like the next 5 guys' best seasons, I'm taking Dion Waiters in 2016-17, who came this close to knocking my Bulls out of the playoff picture at the end there. And I'm sure Mo even remembers that too. So like,
Dion was going crazy.
I'm going Dion number 10, man.
I've been trying to contain myself since Mo said what he said. 2 things. It's just 2 things. Part of me wanted to sing with them because I fuck with the song.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
But then the other part of me is, nigga, you in a tank and a beat in a do-rag, yeah. At number
let the record show. Before you go, let the record show I'm a female rap enjoyer, so
valid. Valid. Some of them, not all. Number 10, Dion Waiters. I almost went Terrence Ross as well, but and it sounds crazy saying this, but I played NBA Live, and was it 16, 17? Dion Waiters was a dog. He was the exact reason I made a point guard and put him on the Heat, because Dion Waiters did not miss, even though that was the worst NBA Live of all time, worst probably NBA game of all time. Dion Waiters was a dog, and that's how he was in real life. So I'm gonna take him number 10.
Was that the one with Russell Westbrook on the cover?
Nah, that was 15. It was Embiid on the cover.
Okay, yeah.
I did not play that.
It was terrible.
That's insane. It's on me, right? For 11.
Yep, 11.
Bro. Making your argument based off NBA Live is egregious. I ain't even mad because we had the same pick, so it is what it is. But here's where I got T. Ross, also a bucket very similar to Dion Waiters. Just the shit Dion Waiters was doing in Miami was so ridiculous. I gave him the nod. I don't get to talk too much about T. Ross, though. I think he's been brought up so many times already. He goes here for me.
We on pick number 11, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, give me Jay Crowder. I feel like it's kind of low compared to where you guys have him, but he's still going in the lottery, and he's still going to a team that is eventually going to need a 3-and-D type of wing, even though he's much less 3 nowadays, but he's also been in the league for a decent amount of time. So Jay Crowder.
He's just all D.
Hey.
All right, bro.
Yeah, bro, hold on, bro.
You said he's way less 3. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
but like I didn't.
Okay, JELSON can
way
go,
more
so.
what? Way more. He's less 3 and more. What is he? What is he, Mo? What does he have?
Can we move on?
I'm asking. I don't know. Like, what does he have?
Well, you motherfucker, you're just not gonna know. JELSON.
JELSON, what's your 11?
And number 11, give me Dion Waiters specifically off the gummies.
Off the gummies.
Ooh. Dion Waiters was a dog, bro. Do not sleep on my man Dion Waiters. Enough said.
My number 11 pick. Also, sorry, I just want to speak on Evan Fournier a little bit. His best years in Orlando, he had the worst defense. On the team. I had to throw that out there. He's fucking piss poor on defense. But
Jay, are you winning? Are you winning 3 defensive player of the years in that system too?
On God.
Jay might be the most portable NBA player of all time. Not for nothing.
My 11th pick, I have Will Barton. as my
What the fuck?
I like in his time with the Denver Nuggets. He was a decent player. I wouldn't say like he's like a top tier talent or anything like that. Or he was even like a consistent bucket, but he did show some nice things when he was with Denver. But yeah, he's my 11th pick.
Definitely not picking over Evan Fournier, but that's not my list for sure. So,
bro, yeah. I swear there must be cameras in my room because I think Gabe is copying my list, man. I'm going Terrence Ross, number 11.
Hey, bro.
This is crazy, man. Like,
I'm a ball niller, dog. Come on,
bro. I don't know what it is, but I think just Terrence Ross, he has to go at this point above everyone else below him. I don't need to say much more.
M2 is in cahoots. I'm not going.
I would love a Kahoot. Can we do that for the mini game?
Hey,
yeah. How have we not done that yet?
I guess
it takes a lot to set up. I'm not gonna lie.
True, I haven't set up a Kahoot before.
So. Steph, you're number 11.
I'm gonna go Terrence Ross. I don't got much else to say. You guys have already spoke on who he is as a player, and I think 11 was perfect.
CJ, this is where I also have Will Barton, so I don't hate the pick in general, but having Will Barton on your list and not Evan Fournier, that is a hell of a decision because those dudes be doing the same thing for the most part, but Fournier just be a better bucket. I'm gonna be honest. That's a hell of a decision. But this is where I have Will Barton.
That is kind of crazy. But moving on to the number 12, Mo, lead us off.
For number 12, my number 12 pick is where I have Will Barton.
My number 12 pick, I also have Will Barton. A bucket, but not as good as Evan Fournier.
My number 12 pick. Hope it's not too much out of the ordinary. I got Austin Rivers. I have Austin Rivers as my number 12th pick. I feel like
Evan Fournier.
I feel like
I'm about to say, Jay, I hate to say this. Even if the pick makes sense, the fact that you haven't picked Evan Fournier, it doesn't make sense automatically. So I'm just letting you know that.
Hey, bro, he's a loser. Evan Fournier is a loser. I never seen.
Oh my god!
And the Knicks are winners.
I would have never thought we'd be on a stream where I'm defending Evan freaking Fournier.
That was not on my bingo card before today.
Couldn't be me. But yeah, I
know Jay's beef, bro. Jay definitely Googled his last name, bro. He just
Jay got the weirdest beefs. Like, who beefs with Eric Bledsoe and Evan Fournier of all?
Bro, they're losers, bro. I can't associate.
All right, bro, you got it. You got it.
My number 12, though, I will give Jay some credit. I didn't have him quite at 11 like him, but I got Will Barton at number 12. Some call him Will the Thrill. Sometimes when he was with Denver, even though he was a quality role player, sometimes I'd have to call him Will the Buzzkill because he was just such a turnover machine, and he was always sometimes just dropping in the playoffs. But I can't deny that he was more important for a lot of successful teams to a degree than probably a lot of these guys below him. So give me Will Barton, number 12.
At number 12, I actually picked Austin Rivers there as well. I was never really too high on Will Barton. Never thought. I'm not going to spoil that, but I just got Austin Rivers, number 12.
I am going with a few role players instead of guys that are getting buckets for my last few picks. So at pick 12, I'm going with Mo Harkless.
Wow.
I'm not mad at the pick. I'm not mad at it.
He's a solid role player. One of Dame's freaking best teammates in Portland.
Yeah.
Y'all made me like.
That's a shame
y'all made
that you
me
just
nervous, bro.
said that and was accurate.
Yeah.
Like, when Jay first said Will Barton, Steph immediately went, man, what the fuck? And I'm sitting here like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah, me too. That's
it's strictly the Fournier part.
Yeah. And so I was like, yo, wait, hold on a second. But now we went through it. Almost everybody had this man there. I'm with Will Barton at 12 as well.
And let me just throw out there again, that's the third straight time that me and Gabe have had the same pick. That's freaking crazy. Anyways, I think we're now on 13 with JELSON leading off, right?
Yep. Number 13, I got Austin Rivers. At a certain point in his career, he was a bucket. In college, he was a bucket. And the only reason he's getting minutes last year with the Timberwolves was because he improved on the defensive end, was a suitable defender. So I got Austin Rivers at 13.
At 13, see, I was feeling back and forth with this player, and I'm going to pick this player solely based on the talent that he showed. And because this is a redraft, maybe his career turns out a bit different. Maybe he doesn't suffer the injuries that he did that cut his career short, because he only did play 5 years in the league. And I like the talent he provided when he got drafted to the Celtics. And I'm taking Jared Sullinger. I really like what I saw from Jared Sullinger, bro. I'm taking him at 13.
Over Evan Fournier?
That's a reach, but I'm not mad at you.
I won't lie. That's honestly not a terrible decision. I don't totally disagree with that. Now
he was decent.
He was pretty good. I'm gonna spoil Jay. I don't have him number 13, but having him on there, honestly, I don't think it's as bad as people might think. But I am going to agree with Jelson, and I'm going to go with Austin Rivers at number 13. Even though it's easy to hate him simply because of, I think, like the hype he had coming into the league, and sometimes some would consider that a disappointment, but also like his connection with his father, and his father is hated by a lot of people in the league. I think you can't deny the fact that he's always been like a solid, skilled guard to an extent, and I think he just has to go somewhere in this lottery. He's not a star or anything, but I gotta go 13 for him.
With 13, I just went with Will Barton here. Couldn't pick him against over Terrence Ross. Austin Rivers, his defense has improved, and that was one of the major things that needed to improve. So he went 12. So I think Will Barton was perfect at 13 for me.
I'm going with Austin Rivers here at pick 13. You guys have said everything that needs to be said about him. I couldn't slip any further for me. So 13 is Austin Rivers.
Garrett's a ball knower. It's Austin Rivers here, man.
For my number 13 pick, it's crazy how we go from number 1 to 13. And on my list, my number 13 pick is also Austin Rivers. What's crazy is the same motherfucker that had Austin Rivers praying that he missed a shot went number 1. And Austin Rivers, he's still in the lottery. So that got to count for something.
To wrap it up, number 14, let's start with Jay.
My number 14th pick is
Evan Fournier.
I got Miles Plumlee as my number 4. Oh, wait. Hold on, sorry.
Fucking yuck.
Wait. Let me put that back. My bad, because I had inserted Jared Sillinger in there. My number 14th is Mo Harkless. Mo Harkless has proved to be a reliable role player throughout his career, and proved to be a really good defender throughout his career as well. And he couldn't slip any further. Got him at 14th.
Wait,
yeah.
Okay.
Hold up, Jay. So let's rewind. Why were you about to say Miles Plumlee?
Oh,
is he over Evan Fournier too in your book?
see, wait, do I have the right?
Yes,
Plumlee,
that's a yes.
Yeah, Miles is the right one. Miles is the right one.
Wait.
You're thinking of Mason. Mason's in the league right now.
I'm thinking Mason. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mason would have been drafted by now by I think all of us.
Oh, for sure.
Mason.
Yeah.
Also. Shout out Mason, man.
Anyways,
bro. If I know one thing about Devin, he was not drafting Miles Plumlee.
Nah, I would have taken him because I would have had him by now. My problem is I didn't like him in Charlotte, but Mason Plumlee, the player, I don't mind.
Okay.
So for my last pick, I was kind of down between 3 guys, and I don't think I'm even going to go with the guy I actually have at number 14. I'm going to go with somebody that hasn't been said yet. He's still in the league, doesn't have too much of a role, but he's a quality big to an extent, and he's lasted. I'm going to go with JaMychal Green, number 14.
I cannot believe this.
There's no way that's your
There's no way that's your last
crazy.
one. There's absolutely no way
Nah,
that's.
dude, this is
That's
bro.
crazy.
Like cahoots, bro. I'm telling you.
Y'all can skip
this might
my
be a
turn.
TikTok. Just me and Gabe, the same pick, 5 straight.
You can skip my turn.
Steph.
Y'all not gonna like this pick, but I'm gonna tell y'all now. This is more of a Hoopers pick, more of a
All right, here he go.
bag pick, bag talk. Jeremy Lamb.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Jeremy
not mad at it.
Lamb.
I'm not mad
That's
at it.
who I had 14, but I had to go with JaMychal Green just a tad bit above.
I almost
Jeremy Lamb
did,
is
but
nope,
the
that's
Norcross Atlanta
Yeah,
legend,
shot.
Jeremy Lamb is a bucket. He's been a bucket. It sucks that in OKC he didn't get quite the opportunity he could have, and I blame Scott Brooks for that. But that year in OKC was a year for Jeremy Lamb, to say the least. And I've always liked him, bro. Even at UConn, dude was a bucket.
Nah, Jeremy Lamb would go undrafted for me, bro.
That man
we
hit
know
one.
why.
That man hit
we
one
know
too many
why.
half quarters against the Raptors. So that is not my pick 14. Although he was in my honorable mentions, there was a few guys that I was debating with at this pick, and I could be swayed multiple ways with this pick. But John Henson is my pick 14.
Hey, I like that. I got his autograph. Fun fact.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wait, when did you get his autograph? Did you get his autograph when he was on the Bucks? Because if so, I don't know about you.
He was a rookie, and he was doing like a signing thing. So
okay, you get a pass.
He wasn't even really known yet then.
All right. For my number 14 pick, I gotta go with Steph's pick. I had Jeremy Lamb at number 14.
Close it out, Jelson.
Bag talk. Jeremy Lamb, number 14. Easy money.
Hey,
real hoopers know.
The way you said bag made me think you were saying big talk, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
It's because he's from Wisconsin, so
I'm not from Wisconsin.
He said big talk.
I said Wisconsin. My fault. Minnesota.
I'm not gonna lie, Jelson. You had a crazy accent on Austin Rivers. That was kind of insane.
Minnesota.
But yeah, so that's our redraft. I think somewhere we'll have to put together, because I did keep track of all our picks. We'll have to put together an average thing again in some way, shape, or form. But
it'll be in the video.
In the video, yeah.
Did me and Garrett really just go 1 to 14, the exact same pick?
No, we didn't go the same all the way, but the last like 6 picks were all the same, or 5 picks or something. But this brings us to the mini game. Now, Mo,
actually, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I do this a lot, and it's not. I promise it's not my fault, but I gotta go. It's actually better because if I ended up winning this mini game, I wasn't gonna be here for the next week of streams.
Nigga thought he was winning the mini game.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, Steph, you're a hoe. But anyway, I catch y'all boys. It was a W stream. I enjoyed myself. Now I gotta go get ready for fuck ass work. So yeah.
All right, my guy.
We'll see you.
Ravens fan.
All right. Anyway, so
can't wait for the Bengals to whoop on their bum ass.
The way we're gonna do this, first I'm gonna ask you guys in terms of the order. Whoever gets the closest 1 to 30 can decide the order. So everyone, give me a number 1 to 30.
12.
3. Jelson said 12.
17.
14.
18.
The number was exactly 17. Devin got it. That's kind of crazy. So, Devin, you can decide the whole order. Who do you want first, second, third, fourth, and fifth?
Perfect. So I am going to slide myself to the bottom. I'm going to let my boy Jay go up to the top, and we are good as that.
Okay. Let me see how this layout works. Okay. I'm kind of just. Oh, hello. All right. I'm kind of experimenting with this, so I'll read the rules first of all, to get you guys caught up to speed. So I'm going to now. You guys need to have your phone kind of handy. I'm going to text player names to each competitor. Everyone will go for 2 rounds minimum. You're going to act out something for 2 players, whether you're acting out something within like their name or a nickname that they have or a move that they do, like a signature move that they do, an iconic moment, whatever you want to act out, but you have 30 seconds to act it out. Now, if you guess correctly what the person is acting out, you will get 2 points added to your score. You get 1 point if someone guesses it correctly and you are the one acting it out. So let's say Jay is doing a charade and Gabe guesses it right. Gabe will get 2 points. Jay will still get 1 point for that. You lose 1 point on a turn if you say anything, like any words, as the person acting out the charade. You also, if it gets late in the round, you also cannot withhold from acting out a charade as an attempt to sabotage the total points, or else you will lose a point. The top 2 scores will move on to the finals. If there is a tie for second, then everyone that's tied for second and also first place will move on to the finals. The final round is 3 players. And if there's a tie with one person guess both right and the other one is just missed, the tie goes to whoever guesses in the quickest amount of time. If that is also a tie, I do have 2 other players. I don't think it should come down to that. Those who don't make the finals will be randomly drawn to act out the charades for the finals. We'll do another like 1 to 30 number. So like, let's say it's Devin and Steph in the finals between Gabe, Jay, and JELSON. I'll ask you guys a random number 1 to 30. You guys will have to act it out. So the silly part is on you if you do not get to the finals. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So wait, I have one question.
Yep.
So during the guessing, is there any of this stupid ass buzzing shit, or is it?
Nope.
Just
You just straight up say it. Just straight up say the name. Now, I will say if you got to actually say the name to some degree, even if it's like just the first name that they're known by or something like that. You can't say like a nickname or like, oh, that guy on this team or whatever it may be. You got to like actually say the name. I'm putting 30 seconds on the clock each time. Jay is starting first based on the order Devin decided. Jay, give me a number 1 to 8, and I'm going to give you a player you're going to have to act out for the rest of the guys.
5.
Okay. So number 5. I'm so intrigued to see how this is going to work out. So, Jay, I'm going to send you it. Don't say anything yet. Just kind of like read the text, you know. And I also will kind of put like in parentheses, like whether it's their nickname or something that might make it easier to act it out for everybody. But Jay, just tell me like when you got the message. Don't tell me anything about it.
I got it.
Okay, you got it.
Am I ready? I go?
Hold on. No, not yet. Let me move you full screen and wait. I'm gonna start the timer. I'll tell you when, and you guys have 30 seconds to act or to throw out guesses, throw out as many guesses as you want, and I'll tell you. So, Jay, on your marks, get set, go.
Spider, Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
Steph got it right in 3 seconds. It is Donovan Mitchell. So Steph has 2 points. Jay also gets 1 point because his was guessed. So there we go. That's how the game works. You guys have seen the tutorial. So now, hold on a second. I need to move this. Gabe, you were up next. I need you to pick a number 1 to 8. You cannot pick number 5.
2.
Number 2.
I'm activated, boys.
So let me send this to Gabe.
2-time key holder Steph on the way.
All right.
You got one answer right.
Just tell me when you got the message. You don't have to tell me what's in it.
Oh, this is easy. This is light work, bro.
Okay, so you don't got to act it out yet. Let me get you full screen. I'll tell you when to go.
Yeah, full screen me.
Okay, so on your mark, get set, go.
Game time.
Game
Give me
dollar.
I'll give.
I heard JELSON. Yeah, I
heard JELSON. Yeah.
Wait, do you? I have to say the full name also. I can't say a nickname.
You could say Dame. I think for future notice. So what I was getting at is like you got to say the name. I mean, clearly JELSON knew it was Damian Lillard, but like further notice, like saying like Dame time. I mean, I guess that's fine.
Well, no, I said Dame Dollar. That's why I wasn't.
Oh, I honestly thought you said his name. But anyways, JELSON is going to get 2 points for that. And Gabe, you do get 1 point as well because he guessed it correctly. So moving on to JELSON. JELSON, you got to pick a number 1 to 8. You can't pick 2 or 5.
Let's get 1.
1. This one might be kind of hard.
Hey, yo.
To act out.
Alrighty.
So, just tell me when you got it.
Has a North Dakota State fucking flag.
JELSON, did you get the message?
Oh, yeah.
And a Twins flag next to it. That's gross.
Okay. So, don't go yet. Hold on a second. Let me get the timer back. Oh, wait. I had to put on there. So, Steph, both you and JELSON guessed it correctly in 3 seconds on the first 2. So let me actually get this right.
Wait, I have a question.
Yep.
Am I allowed to use props at all or no?
You can, but you cannot get out of your seat until we start. Like, you can, I guess, scoop back if you want, but you can't like actually get out of your seat until we start.
Okay.
All right. So are you ready?
Yep.
On your marks, get set, go. You gotta move down, maybe.
Did this nigga just swallow nuts?
What the fuck is that supposed to be?
Anthony
Draymond
Davis?
Green? Draymond Green?
No.
Anthony Davis? Derrick Rose?
No. 5
Steven
seconds.
Adams?
Nope.
Swallow nuts and hurt his knee? What?
What the Jalen Green?
Time is up. Time is up. You guys can get it. It was Zion.
What was the nuts? What was the nuts?
I was eating. I was fat.
This nigga swallowed peanuts
I
and
thought you were gonna
tried
stand up and like go like this or whatever with your stomach, maybe.
I was gonna like right before time ran out, but then I like.
Why did you hold your knee and not your hamstring?
Well, okay, I was gonna hold like my foot, but I can't like hold my.
Nah,
I can hold that on.
Bro, Jelson, on God, you should have just did like this.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
that is-
Hey,
it
bro.
is.
I would have got up and started being like, I'm beaten down.
Okay.
But
So now we're moving on to Steph. Steph, give me a number 1 to 8. You can't pick 1, 2, or 5.
3.
You said 3?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. I'm gonna send you the message. Oh shoot. All right. Just tell me when you got it.
Hold on. I got it. What the fuck?
Okay, hold on a second. All right. So there will be 30 seconds again on the clock. Steph, are you ready?
I think so.
All right. On your marks, get set, go.
Oh, Kristaps
Porzingis.
I heard Gabe first.
Yeah, I think
On
Davis
that.
first.
What? Yo, bro, everybody's laggy on my shit except Jelson.
That's your Wi-Fi, brother.
Oh God,
So
skill issue.
Gabe's got 2 points on that, and he got it in 6 seconds. Steph, you got 1 point because he got it correctly. So we're moving on to Devin now. You got to pick another number 1 to 8, but your only options are number 4, 6, 7, and 8.
Give me number 7.
Number 7. I'm interested to see what you do for this one. So, all right. Let me know when you get the message.
I have got it.
All right. First of all, I will say, shout out Mr. 81 in the chat.
Yo,
Yo.
my guy.
Okay. So, let me get you up here, Devin. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. On your marks, get set, go.
James Harden.
James Harden.
Jelson got it in 2 seconds. It is the beard of James.
I didn't even hear Jelson.
No,
He was kind of
It was
a little quieter. So Jelson gets 2 points for that. Devin still gets 1 point. This is shaping up pretty nicely. Should I give you guys a score breakdown so far? Because we are done with the first round. There are 2 rounds everyone is a part of, and then we're cutting it down for the finals. So currently, Steph has 3 points. Jay has 1 point. Jelson has 4 points. Gabe has 3 points, and Devin has 1 point. So
The tiebreaker is not in my favor, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not winning this, bro. My internet holding me.
So what I will tell you though is it probably won't be about These ones might be a little bit harder to guess because the second round is all historic players. So now, because Devin, you did pick this order, we're flipping it around this time. We're flipping the complete order all the way around. So, Devin, you get the first pick. Pick a number 1 to 8.
Give me number 3.
This one is gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna bro, it's so funny. All right, so I feel like Devin's gonna laugh when he reads. I don't know how you're gonna do that, but
it's called. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm not gonna even say anything, but I ain't gonna hear y'all when you guess it.
All right, I'll be the ears. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so Devin, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Dennis Rodman.
It is. It's right.
The worm. He's still going.
You're good.
I thought he was doing push-ups. Fuck.
I thought he was doing push-ups too. I was like, Kelly Oubre?
Nah,
Nah, that was W fucking content, bro.
That was crazy.
Please tell me someone got it.
Bro,
Gabe got it right away, and you kept doing it.
Gabe got it.
I didn't. My headphones don't reach that far. So I was like, "Fuck."
The funniest part is, I swear I thought you were getting up to sit down, but you just turned around and
bro. Devin, in a year and a half of working with Devin, that's the craziest shit I've done.
Getting Devin to do the worm. Hey, you're gonna have to send that to Reek too. Oh my god,
love it, bro.
Anyway,
hey, I'm committed. What can I say?
W.
Hey, I gotta give you respect. You did get a point for that, Gabe. You did get 2 for that. But now round 2 pick for Steph. Pick a number 1 to 8. You can't pick number 3. It has already been given.
Number 8.
Ooh. Okay. Oh my gosh. I feel like there's gonna be a reaction with this one, but here we go. You got it, Steph?
Fam.
Bro. That you picked it.
I'm ready.
Okay, so hold on a second.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got the time for the last one. Okay, I did. So you said you're ready?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go.
I gotta make sure I don't fucking DOS myself.
Oh, Karl Malone.
It is Karl Malone. Yep.
Come
Gabe
on,
got
bro.
it.
Finals me.
Nah,
Gabe
Finals
with
me.
2
Gabe's
points in 7 seconds as well. Steph also 1 point there. Jeez, bro.
Bro.
Bro, I know that one was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't want to put it there. But I'm like, that one is one that you can act out. At least not like that, but like act out the.
Hey,
male.
oh my god!
I was.
Anyway.
That's why when I read it, I was like, I'm glad I
That's
checked the
why
fucking
I put
mail
it in
today, bro.
for the mailman, because I'm like, we're not getting to that extreme today. Anyways,
What's crazy is, I will say this, and this is gonna sound nuts. I would never do it. Disclaimer: never. It's weird. It's gross. But if the baby was still here, I would have picked him up and put him in the camera so y'all
with the mail, like this plus this, yeah. And
that's crazy. I'm realizing that's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyways, let's move on to Jelson. 1 to 8. You can't pick 3, and you can't pick 8.
Give me 2.
Number 2. This should be a good one. Oh wait,
I'm not a good actor, so it probably won't be.
This one will probably be easier than Zion first round for you.
Okay.
You got the message?
Yep.
Okay. Let me make sure I got it all set up. And
yeah, I need this one, bro.
Jay, you need a lot right now. I don't know what you're doing. Anyways, are you ready, Jelson?
I am ready.
On your mark, get set, go.
Larry Bird.
Nope.
Chris Anderson.
It is Chris Anderson. Yep.
Finals me.
5 seconds it took Gabe. Another 2-pointer. This might just be your game, Gabe.
What's crazy is the finals is a whole new round, so I don't even think that shit matters.
It is a whole new round. Yes, it is.
Is my final spot clinched? Have I clinched? I got like 9 points.
I believe you are clinched. I don't think anyone can surpass you at this point.
And if somebody guesses this, I get to 10. So
if there is a tie for second, though, whoever is tied for second, it goes to the finals with Gabe too. But
how many people go to the finals? Is it 3?
Well, if second place is like only one person, it's only 2. But if like let's say JELSON and Devin are tied for second, you guys both go to the finals with Gabe.
Okay.
Anyways,
give me number 1. That's my position.
You want number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm interested to see what direction you go here. So tell me when you get it.
Oh shit. There's no way, bro.
You gotta do something.
Bro. There's a crazy prop that if I had a prop on me, but I don't think I got that on me.
Okay, so you'll have 30 seconds though to try and do your best. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
On your mark, get set, go.
Rip Hamilton?
It is Richard Hamilton. Yep.
Oh wow!
You got it. Yep,
that's a good goal.
Oh my god,
that's a good one.
Oh my god, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling it.
Jay, let's go.
Fucking go.
That's the one Jay gets.
That is kind of crazy, but hey, like
Gabe was lagging for me all stream, bro. Oh my god, that was so close.
Mans did a face routine, and this nigga guessed Rip Hamilton.
No, I was thinking mask, but I was trying to think of players that wore a mask.
Yeah, he's like the most iconic one, I feel like. But yeah, so now we got Jay. You got to pick a number 1 to 8. You can't pick 1, 2, 3, or 8.
7.
Why did I know you were gonna pick 7? Okay. I just had a feeling. All right. Tell me when you get the message.
Oh, okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, on your mark, get set, go.
Minus 1 point. That's crazy. Joe Burrow, what the fuck?
Kobe
What?
Bean.
No.
Kareem.
No.
What's his name? Steven Jackson?
Yes, it is Steven Jackson. What?
This is so fucking
Bro. Bro.
Hey, bro.
I don't know how.
Good shit,
even if I lose in the finals, I just clean swept that round. Bing bong. I'm here.
That is kind of crazy.
Bro, I was trying
it'll be a generational collapse if you fucking lose.
Bro, okay, so I was honestly a little surprised.
Pepper, bro.
I went to got it based on the way you demonstrated that, Jay. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the All the Smoke podcast, bro. The All the Smoke podcast. Come on.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna like stack things, like
I was gonna do that, but like,
that's what I was thinking. But anyways, I guess you still got it. So let me do a points tally real quick to figure out who is going to the finals. So Steph has a total of 2, 3, 4 points. Okay. We got Jay with 1, 2, 3, 4 points as well. We got Gabe with
12. I got 12, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You are correct. You have 12 points. But it doesn't matter when you go into the finals. It all resets. JELSON has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Damn.
That eliminates.
Yeah, you ain't got the
Steph
jailbreaker
Jay.
on me, brother.
And Devin has 1, 2 points, unfortunately. But I will give you credit, Devin. You did the worm. So honestly, it doesn't affect anything. I'm giving you another point just because you did the worm. Oh, Devin has 3 points. So we got Gabe and JELSON in the finals. So
yo, Justin, kick his ass, bro.
Let me put you guys on top. You guys are on the bottom,
Please.
though. Remember what I said about you guys on the bottom. I'm going to ask you guys a number 1 to 30, and you're going to have to guess a number. Whoever gets the closest to that number is going to have to act out the thing, because I know you guys probably don't want to have to act it out because it's embarrassing. Anyways, pick a number 1 to 30 based on what I'm thinking of. You 3 on the bottom.
15.
3.
12.
Number was 11. So Steph is acting out the first one. We got 5 players in round 3. And this one is also, I'm going to be tracking the time, but Steph, give me a number 1 to 5, and that's who you will act out.
Are these historic, current, or
It could be current or historic.
Okay.
3.
You got number 3? Okay, so let me pull it up. I'm going to send you the message, and let me know when you get it. I put an idea for how you can act it out. And now only JELSON and Gabe, again, are the ones competing for this. You got it, Steph?
Yeah.
Okay. So on your marks, get set, go.
How am I supposed to do this?
Oh, Jamal Crawford.
It is Jamal Crawford. JELSON got it with 9 seconds.
Wow. I like that.
I never did no move without, like, that was weird to do without a ball in my hand.
Yeah,
that is awkward.
So you got that in 9 seconds, JELSON. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to put you 3 back again at the bottom on the spot. Pick another number 1 to 30. The closest one will act it out.
I ain't gonna lie, I'll volunteer. I fuck with acting it out.
Right now, I kind of want to do it next. I kind of want to do it.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So pick a number 1 to 30. Whoever's closest can act it out. Then.
21.
12.
15.
The number was 20. So Jay is acting out this one. Okay, so pick a number 1 to 5. You cannot pick number 3.
1.
All right. I'm gonna send you it. Let me know when you get the message.
How many rounds is it for the final? Like,
there's only 3 questions, unless there is actually a tie, and then it'll go to a sudden death. So you have an idea, Jay?
Yeah.
Gabe, you got to clutch it up here. I know you missed the last one, but the finals it gets tough. So, wait, I gotta see. Okay, I forgot who it was. All right, are you ready, Jay?
Yes, sir.
On your mark, get set, go.
Larry Johnson? Jamal Murray.
It is Jamal Murray. 5 seconds. He got it too.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have guessed Wesley Matthews.
Oh yeah, I forgot Wesley did that shit too.
But so actually, Wesley did it with the 3. So you did it right.
I need Devin to act it out for the win, bro.
Should we have Devin act it out for the win? Are both contestants okay with that?
That's fine with me.
All right, Devin, you're acting out for the win. Since you are the only person who has lost and hasn't acted out. But you got to pick a number 1 to 5. You can't pick 1. You can't pick 3.
Give me 2.
Number 2. This is going to be a tough one. Now, reminder to JELSON. Bro, I feel bad that Devin is acting this one out. Reminder to JELSON, though, that Gabe has the time edge right now. So, JELSON, you need to get it. If you do not, Gabe will win.
Yep.
All right. So, I'm gonna send it to Devin. Now,
It's the finals. You can't lose points, bro. Just sabotage.
Reminder, Devin. I don't even know if you guys will actually get this. This will be tough. You have to be a true ball knower to know this. But reminder, Devin, you cannot talk. But if you need to make noises, you can.
What?
Oh, God.
So
that is not reassuring.
It is not. Okay. Here we go.
If I need to make noises.
I have no idea how you're gonna act this out.
There's no way.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this is the hardest one I think in the last round. So
I don't even know.
You could pass it off to me. I'll try.
Bro. Nah, Devin is doing this.
No, you're a contestant.
Gabe is only saying that because he knows that if he doesn't do well, he wins.
Yeah, bro. What are we doing? Contestants have no input on how the game runs.
To be honest, maybe send it to Steph and see if he's got an idea for it, because we might just need someone who can do something for this one.
So, Steph, do you want to do it?
I'll try.
Okay,
this
so
is crazy.
I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy, Devin. I won't lie.
This is why the time thing. I know.
So, and you can make noises, like I said. You just cannot talk. I don't know how you're gonna do it.
Wait, now I want to know who this is, bro.
You know, I'll send it to Jay. He has insights too. I'm gonna send it to you, Jay. Just don't say who it is.
No, I won't.
Okay. So, are you guys ready? This is for the final. JELSON, if you get it, whoever really gets this wins. If you both don't get it, Gabe will win, and he will be key holder in the next episode. This is for all the marbles.
Hey, I want to see key holder JELSON in this bitch.
It's up to now. It's now or never. Are you ready, Steph, to act it out?
As ready as I'm ever gonna be.
Okay. All right.
This is this man's only nickname.
Bro. All right, ready? On your mark, get set, go. He's acting out.
What?
What? Okay, I'll make cock-a-doodle-doo.
that doesn't help.
I know what you were doing, bro.
Yeah, we knew what you
10
were
seconds. 5,
Larry
4,
Bird.
3, 2.
You're a letdown, Gabe.
And that is time. The correct
You're a
answer.
letdown.
This guy's only nickname. It's Danilo Gallinari.
Man said he
Rooster.
knew what I was doing, and he's a Raptors fan.
Bro,
it doesn't hit the same.
Dude,
you got it by default.
He literally only won.
I answered the entire second round.
It doesn't
bro.
hit the same.
Bro.
He literally only won because of time, which hasn't even been a thing because it was all related on. I don't think
you got to the finals with 5 points. I got here with 12.
I don't care. We tied in the finals, buddy.
If both contestants agree, we do have 2 more names, but
Fuck no.
Of course, because he's scared. Gabe is scared because he knows.
Bottom panels agrees.
Bottom panel.
Gabe is holding them keys.
Gabe is indeed holding the keys.
Bottom panel. What do you think?
Hey, how they talking to me, JELSON? You're never getting key holder. You're never beating me. You can't win.
You won by 3 seconds.
You can't win. Yeah,
4
seconds
actually.
than you ever will have as key
It was
holder.
4 actually.
Hey, yeah, guess who gets key holder around here? I do, Steph does, and Garrett does. Not you.
Hey, come on.
Devin got it. Devin got it.
Oh my God,
Devin. My fault, Devin. My fault, Devin.
I got key holder too.
Hey, guess what? There's still 5 of y'all motherfuckers that ain't ever won this shit. 2
Talk
times.
your shit.
Me, bitch.
Talk your shit. Yeah.
Bro.
In all fairness to Trent and John, they've only had like 1 opportunity, so we gotta give them more time. But Jay, come on, man. JELSON, come on.
Wait.
No,
Gary, you get to be my key holder ability.
There you go, Gabe.
Come on,
There you go, brother.
What were the other 2?
Bro.
What is that? Oh, your youth
That's how we feeling
championship
right now, bro. 2 times.
Wait, what were the other 2?
2 times.
The other 2, number 4 on the last round was Eric Sleepy Floyd. So you could have been like this or something like that. And then the 5th one actually might have been interesting because you guys might have guessed Pat Beverly, but it was Nate Archibald, like Nate Tiny Archibald. So he might have been like small or something like that.
I don't think I would have gotten
Muggsy
it.
Bogues so fast.
Yeah, I don't think I would have
Danilo
done that.
Gallinari.
That too would have been a good one.
Danilo Gallinari is so crazy.
Bro, I had to put my guy Gallo there. It's so fitting that was the last one because that is like the craziest one. But I still can't get over the fact that Devin did the worm.
I was like, man, if I'm doing this the right way. There's no shot I'm doing anything else.
Say what you want about the finals, bro. Say whatever you want about the finals. I deserve that shit, bro.
Gabe did deserve it. And honestly, Gabe, now you're technically a 2-time charades champion because when you're on my channel and you played charades, you did very well then as well. So I gotta give him props, man. He knows the
props
charades.
to Gabe. Props to Gabe.
Can I just say, if I had good internet, Gabe would have been cooked. Just saying, bro.
Jay, I literally didn't hear you.
Cooked.
I didn't hear you say anything once, bro.
You didn't draft Evan Fournier. You were already cooked.
Bro.
No.
Jay guessed Rip Hamilton, bro.
Oh yeah, he got Rip Hamilton, and then I didn't hear him guess a name previous to that.
Bro, it's because anytime you guys did it, I didn't see it until somebody else guessed. That's
no way. Oh, okay.
Well, Jay, I guess get some better internet and maybe you can be in the key holder position.
Hey, wait, and Gabe, don't disrespect my key holder. I was a key holder too, bro.
When you
honorary. Hold on.
That's
As a person who earned it, honorary key holder does not count.
Hey, bro, brother was interim. He was.
And I took it over by the end of the stream anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't even in for the whole stream.
Nah, listen, because here's what happened, Jay. When you were interim key holder, you had the answer doc to the game, and I beat you.
That is true. He did have the answer doc.
I play fair. I'm gonna play dirty next time. Say that, Gabe. I'm playing dirty next time.
Okay, all right, play dirty.
He'll probably still beat you, Jay.
It's not dirty if nobody knew.
Anyways,
do this again. That's how I win the game. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it.
I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Shout out to anyone that's been watching the entire time. We still got a couple people watching right now.
Yeah,
so shout out to
winners,
them.
bro.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Shout out to Gabe for winning charades. He will be the key holder in the next episode. But outside of that, I mean, yeah, you guys got anything else you want to add before I wrap this thing?
Hey,
welcome back to paradise. Welcome back to
Lakers
paradise.
2024
baby.
champions.
Tyler Herro is a Clipper.
Rudy Gobert's ass.
Devin, anything to add?
See you guys on Monday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You guys enjoyed, and we're out. Peace.